Screen on for you. Boom. And we should be live. All right, guys, welcome to the live. It's the evening live. It's Charlie Kirk's birthday. We're going to go over some current events and go over a few things pertaining to Charlie Kirk, and we'll go from there. Checking the live. Live looks good. YouTube looks good, and Instagram is looking good. Welcome, guys. I just started the live. I'm going to hit play here, and we're going to listen to, we're going to look at some current events, and we'll go from there. Ready? Go.
Breaking news, the cartel is placing bounties on federal law enforcement. Secondly, a traffic accident took place in Chicago that led to members of neighborhoods attacking ICE officers. And finally, Charlie Kirk was recognized by the president with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In all these stories, we're going to show you what both sides are saying and then give you the bottom line.
Judy, wait 1 second. I see Chicago police are arriving and putting themselves in the middle of the situation right now. It appears there might be someone in command, from what I can see, approaching the area. I'm not sure if this is in an attempt to start dispersing the crowds, but we have just in the last few seconds seen Chicago police, who had remained at bay, now starting to put themselves in the middle of the, oh God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself. I'm going to let her get off the phone. We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place. So what you're watching, what you continue to watch, is exactly what Michelle has been describing. This, again, at the intersection 105th and Avenue N. Last Michelle said is protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there at this intersection.
All right, it's another day and more chaos in Chicago. This time it involves ICE officials that were involved in a traffic crash.
Did go to the scene. They documented the traffic crash. Additional Chicago Police Department supervisors arrived on scene to make sure that they are ensuring that there's, the correct crowd control response, that the traffic investigation is moving smoothly. While they were doing that, a crowd began to form as federal authorities were leaving the scene. And again, Chicago police say that members.
What's up, Truth? By the way, your package went out today. State Line is not here yet. But he should be on. I just got done talking to him on Instagram.
Of CPD tried to de-escalate that situation so that everybody would remain safe. Community members were continuing to gather at that location. That's when individuals began throwing objects at the federal agents. And the Chicago Police Department says that federal agents deployed tear gas into the street. And they say 13 of their own officers were exposed to the tear gas. They will complete exposure reports. Boris, this is the second time in about 2 weeks.
He was there yesterday, not today, but he was there yesterday. I believe it might be the same facility. I'm not really sure.
Weeks that Chicago Police Department officers have been exposed to chemical agents deployed by federal law enforcement. In a prior incident that was very similar to this, that looked very similar to this, 27 officers were exposed to chemical agents detonated by federal agents. After that, the superintendent said that he had a call with federal agents to say how these things were going to go. So, Boris, there are many more questions to answer here, but at this point, what I've laid out for you is our first official on-the-record narrative. Again, this is coming from the Chicago Police Department, Boris.
See, the most important question at this point, based on the reporting, why does federal agents section of 105th feel like
just mentioned narco terrorists in Mexico are reported
at this point?
So there's apparently bounties out now from I believe some cartel members from Mexico. So let's hear what they got to say about that.
American cartel member called a tier. They're demanding them to leave the neighborhood. 100 of them. So at that point, if I'm a federal official and I'm just trying to do my job and I feel I'm in danger, yeah, I think I'm going to probably deploy tear gas. I mean, what are they expecting exactly? So if you thought that story was crazy, wait till you hear this. There is something called a tiered bounty system that has been placed on the heads of ICE officials paid by the way, South American cartel members. Yes, you heard me right. It's gotten that crazy at this point. And the only media outlet talking about it right now at this moment,
Truth, I don't know if you've heard about this, man. Check this out. This is crazy.
is Fox News. So here is Trisha McLaughlin on Fox News talking about this striking development. Take a listen.
As we approach it, breaking right now, as we just mentioned, narco terrorists in Mexico are reportedly working in coordination with domestic extremist groups to place bounties worth thousands of dollars on the heads of federal immigration officers in Chicago. That is according to DHS, who are now slamming what they are calling an organized campaign of terror against
What's up, State Line? How you doing, buddy? Good to have you, man. Truth was asking about you. He's on the Instagram side still.
agents just trying to do their jobs.
There's a little bit more information on what these bounties look like, how much they are. Criminal organizations in Mexico have begun offering thousands of dollars for the murder of federal law enforcement, with payouts escalating based on rank and action taken. $2,000 for gathering intelligence or doxing agents, including photos and family details. $5,000.
Dude, this is insane. James, what's up, man? Good to have you, bro. Missed you. Missed a couple of good streams. Yeah, connect with them, bro. Dude, look at what they're doing. Look at these bounties on ICE officials. Look at this.
$1,000 up to $10,000 for kidnapping or non-lethal assaults on standard ICE CBP officers, or up to $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials. Are we paying attention here? Do we see what is happening right now? That means the cartel is seeking to murder American citizens who are part of law enforcement. Our ICE officers are facing more than 1,000% increase in assaults against them. Under President Trump and Secretary Noem, every criminal, terrorist, and illegal alien will face American justice. I just wonder, do Democrats have anything to say about a foreign terrorist group seeking to assassinate American citizens? A part of me probably believes they have nothing to say. But here's what Trisha McLaughlin had to say.
It's incredibly disturbing, Sandra. Homeland Security investigations, the FBI are
I can't help but thinking, watching this and seeing that there's these bounties going out and everything else on ICE officers, that those people that are out there protesting against ICE, obviously the people on the left and that are throwing rocks and doing all that kind of violent stuff, they're probably on the side of the cartels putting the bounties out. That's my initial thought, and I don't think I'm wrong with that.
agency intelligence partners are really all over this. What we're seeing, as you mentioned, is this tiered system, this coordinated and highly organized waging of war against our law enforcement and a terror campaign against them. We're seeing that they're offering $2,000 for intelligence about our ICE law enforcement agents including their family, to dox them, $5,000 to kidnap an ICE law enforcement agent, and then even more money to kill them. And we've talked a lot about on this program and on other programs on this network about these ICE apps to locate ICE and CBP agents. And it's not just obstruction of justice that we've been seeing with that. We're also seeing this. They're now handing intelligence over to these cartels, these criminal rings, to go after our law enforcement, harass them, dox them, kidnap them, and God forbid, kill them, Sandra. It's very disturbing.
So if you're just joining the stream, we just started up. They are actually they have cartels, Mexican cartels are putting out bounties on law enforcement, on ICE officers for different tiers. So you get some money for doxing them and their families. Some you get more money if you kidnap them, and up to I think $50,000 if they are to actually kill ICE officers. This is out of control.
Yeah, here's part of the.
During this process, expenses have become a burden, and homeowners have been using their credit cards, and credit card interest rates, I mean, they're even up to 28%, which is 50.
Politicians and government officials in Mexico
has revoked over 50 visas, which is even more crazy. Cartel members are paying far left groups to not just target, but potentially murder American citizens who happen to be federal law enforcement. Now this takes us to our next clip, which is an interesting update. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has revoked over 50 visas from politicians who are from Mexico in South America. Take a listen.
Topic: the Trump administration has revoked the visas of at least 50 politicians and government officials in Mexico as part of its crackdown against drug cartels and their suspected political allies. According to Reuters, the politicians and officials are members of the country's ruling Morena party, headed by Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, along with dozens from other parties.
What's up, Nick?
Their names haven't been publicly confirmed, but at least 4 officials have acknowledged losing visas. A State Department official did not confirm the report, but said that visas can be revoked for a variety of reasons that violate U.S. law and other activities that run contrary to America's national interest.
Nick, if you come over to the YouTube side, there's a lot more of us chatting in there. It's a much more active community on that side, bro.
The official emphasized that visas are a privilege, not a right.
So bottom line is, cartel members are about to find out, because I don't believe the president's going to stand for this. I'm sure more is going to come out from all of it, especially these bounties. And again, for the people in the back who disagree with the president, is this what you want? Do you want cartel members funding people to assassinate American citizens on our soil? I'd be interested to hear what they have to say about all that.
Dude, my blood was boiling when I saw this, and when I was thinking about what he's talking about, he's saying, what do you think the people on the left are going to say about, or what do you think they think about this? Those people that are out there in Chicago that are protesting all this, I bet you they're loving it. I bet you they're on the side of the cartels right now.
Here, take a look.
And to the Turning Point USA.
This was earlier today for Charlie's birthday. He was presented with the Presidential Medal of Honor. Check this out.
Chapters that are watching all across America right now. You are the heartbeat of this future and of this movement. Everything that Charlie built, you guys are the legacy holders of that. You are living proof that his mission did not die with him. It lives through you. And Charlie always said the next generation will decide whether freedom endures. And because of you, I know that freedom will endure. There was no limit to what he would have sacrificed to defend freedom for all. And if the moment had come, he probably would have run for president, but not out of ambition. He would only have done it if that was something that he believed that his country needed from a servant's heart standpoint.
Yeah, the one thing I took away from what she had to say about Charlie is something that every man must live with if he plans on having a successful life, and that is purpose.
To Charles James Kirk.
Take a listen.
The Presidential Medal of Freedom is awarded to Charles James Kirk. Accepting on behalf of Charlie is his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk was one of the most influential American political figures of his generation. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA and grew it into the largest conservative youth organization in the nation. For over a decade, he tirelessly traveled the country, leading a movement to restore respect for our founding principles, reawaken our national identity, and inspire a renewed spirit of religious devotion. He was one of the great debaters and communicators of his time. Despite receiving repeated threats, he remained undeterred and modeled courage, logic, humor, and grace to the next generation.
That's what I'm talking about.
On September 10th, 2025, at age 31, Charlie Kirk was assassinated while addressing a group of students. The United States honors him as a martyr for truth and freedom.
And the other thing that's great about what he was able to accomplish, he did it as a conservative. Remembers Charlie Kirk. Take a listen.
I think he was the brightest and the most successful political activist of either persuasion.
What's up, Manuel? Good to have you back, buddy.
Left or right.
We had a good, crazy chat this morning. That was fun.
That we've seen in 50 years. And He was not what the left said about him. He was a kind person. He tried to open dialogue. I met him. I knew him. I did a show, and I really had a lot of respect for him. And he didn't go to college, and he sort of reminded people, you can be bright, successful, and maybe you shouldn't go to college in some cases like I did. And he was an autodidact. He still loved learning. He was very inquisitive. He was self-taught, and he was just a very impressive guy. And it's one of the great tragedies of our age that somebody did that. It was horrible what happened.
Yes. And Victor there pointed to something I truly believe in. I was talking about it on a live country, and we were going over it with what's going on in Chicago. Here he is talking about those far left groups. Take a listen.
So dearly needed. His example, we've watched legions of far left radicals resort to desperate acts of violence and terror because they know that their ideas and arguments are persuading no one. They know that they're failing. They have the devil's ideology, and they're failing, and they know it. They feel it, and they become violent. They seem to become very violent on the left. They've rammed vehicles into federal law enforcement, fired sniper rifles at ICE agents, and me, you know. But I made a turn at a good time. I turned to the right. Charlie couldn't believe it, actually. He said, how the hell did you make that turn? I said, I don't know. But fired rifles and threatened the lives of our Supreme Court justices, our great justices. They have to be protected. We just issued a lot of money, $60 million, to protect the Supreme Court justices. Very important. We can't let anything happen. In places of worship, we're protecting our people.
Yeah, you see, the most important question for me is why do these violent individuals from the left start to do the things that they are doing? Because that is the source of the problem. If we can answer that, then we could figure out why they're doing what they're doing and maybe do something about it. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to tell you why it's happening. It all.
Charlie Kirk's birthday.
Look at these guys on Charlie Kirk's birthday. They're at this college talking about George Floyd and talking down on Charlie Kirk. Literally on his birthday. Can't make this up.
So George Floyd, unlike Charlie Kirk, is not known for spreading hate, but for paying the ultimate price of living as a black man in America. Kirk and Floyd might be held in opposition to each other today, but I won't pretend that the two murders are comparable. George Floyd's murder was a symptom of a country built on centuries of white supremacy and police brutality. And when we honor his death, we honor thousands of black Americans who have been killed by police brutality. When people talk about honoring Charlie Kirk, what are they honoring? We know from people who have had their jobs and life threatened for daring to speak against Charlie Kirk that he's not being remembered in the name of free speech. When threats are being made towards black students across the country in response to his death, when classes are being canceled in fear of violence to his followers, what is being honored?
Exactly. Kia, is it KLA? Kia. They're literally saying they're literally having a whole thing for George Floyd, and they're talking shit on Charlie Kirk.
So many people are scared right now.
Look right here. I think it's right here.
Classes are being canceled in fear of violence to his followers. What is being honored? So many people are scared right now. Scared of violent repression from fascists that claim to champion free speech. To everybody who is scared right now, here right now, or just passing by.
What's up, Melissa?
You have the right to be afraid, but you also have the right to stand up. Do not let yourself
What's up,
be
Design
intimidated.
Traveler?
Do not let yourself be bullied by the spineless bigots relying on your silence. We know that what we are saying is not wrong, and we will not let them silence us.
Okay, well, one thing that I heard there that I definitely disagree with is that black people are being targeted because of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I don't know how you make that connection. I thought this was the university where you're supposed to present facts. But of course, that has gone out the window as well. Like I told you guys, a person's behavior starts at the basic level. It's just the ideas that they are continuing thought were Republicans. Take a listen to this.
It's hate speech. I mean,
a Democrat group who were handing out wristbands, okay, to members of or people that were there at the farmers market. The wristband read, "Is he dead yet?" And they were giving this to people they thought were Republicans. Take a listen to this.
it's hate speech. I mean, it's literally wishing death on somebody, which is inappropriate in any scenario.
Katie Neubauer says she and her family were enjoying their Saturday morning at the Oshkosh Farmers Market this past weekend. But things took a turn, she says, when her 8-year-old child was handed a bracelet from a member of the Winnebago County Democratic Party's booth.
The guy behind the tent table said, "Hey, give this to your mom. She's going to really want this." And one of the children comes running up, gives us the bracelet, and we're looking at it, and it literally says, "Is he dead yet?" on the bracelet.
Neubauer and the Republican Party of Winnebago County assumed this was a hate speech reference to President Donald Trump. Fox 11 was unable to get a photo of the bracelets. We've been working to get questions answered by the County Democratic Party. The Winnebago County...
Insane. What's up, Jen? Good to have you back. Yeah, this is absolutely insane.
The Democratic Party's office is locked, and a sign says that it's closed for Columbus Day. I also called them, but they said everyone is on vacation and no one can do an interview.
Yeah, that is the MO of Democrats. When they get caught in a scandal, they disappear. They don't want to face the camera. They don't want to face the music because they're allergic to accountability. This happens all the time. I mean, I saw this in California so many times when people were complaining about Oakland. None of the leaders in Oakland were nowhere to be found. They were all home. They were never at the office. So I'm not shocked by this either. But more importantly, is he dead yet? Who like, what company actually prints those wristbands? I mean, I think that is interesting. Okay, let's hear more on this.
Fox 11 also reached out to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. It declined an interview, but instead the party's communications director, Philip Schulman, texted us a statement that reads, "The materials brought by a volunteer without the authorization of the party are not in line with our values, and we regret this happened." The Republican Party says this type of material is concerning and point to the September 10th assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk as a reminder that political violence and hate speech cannot be tolerated.
We are at a time in our country where political violence is at an all-time high, and to have one of the major parties out there continuing to perpetuate it would be very sad.
The Oshkosh Farmers Market tells Fox 11 it received about 10 complaints from customers about the bracelets. Market manager Michelle Schmid-Schultz also confirmed it was the Winnebago County Democratic Party's booth handing out the materials. She says while the market respects everyone's freedom of speech, hate speech is not permitted.
We do have a vendor code of conduct and rules and regulations on how items are to be handed out at the farmers market, and they did break market rules.
She says the Winnebago County Democratic Party has been talked to about the bracelets. Despite breaking code of conduct, the organization will be allowed to set up for future markets.
Of course they'll be allowed to set up because, again, people are not really serious about accountability at times. Because when the rubber meets the road and it's time to make a hard decision, most people just compromise.
Okay, guys. So that was some of the news that we had that had come up. And so I want to go into a little bit of Charlie Kirk since it is his birthday. And we did that earlier today. And I want to get into some of this stuff. And then I got a few other things. I also want to get on Jesse Lee Peterson. We have yet to play this clip that I wanted to play. Of Kennedy. Maybe we'll start with this. Let me just see how this is going. And I haven't seen it. As you guys know, I like to watch it with you guys. Let's check this out real quick and go from here.
You've heard me say this. My mama did not raise a fool. And if she did, it was one of my brothers. And my colleagues felt the same way. Here's how I predict Schumer's going to get out of it. I could be wrong. But I think we're not going to budge. And he's going to be forced to go to 6 or 8 of his Democratic Senate colleagues and say, look, I need a favor. Vote to get me out of this shutdown.
I'm going to go to Charlie Kirk. So let's just do this. That's it. Play on this and go.
That's a lot of people. How we doing, California?
So this is at UC Riverside.
Is California ready for a Republican governor? Are you guys ready?
UC Riverside.
For one. There's something happening here in California. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's very hot. Don't be a hero. Make sure you drink water, seek shade. Unfortunately, at some of these events, people faint and pass out. We do not want to see that happen. You already passed out?
Guys, just a quick thought. I'm curious what you guys think. I was going to try it out, but do you think we should make chat for subscribers only? Let me know what you think.
You want me to sign your hat? I'll sign your hat. Don't start fainting just to get a signed hat. We're going to have a lot of fun. You guys know the rules, and it's a great day to be here. We're going to start. We love you guys, too. And God bless California. God bless America. Let's get started.
I agree,
Hello.
James.
Hello. What's up, Charlie? Hey, dude. So first out, welcome to California, Riverside. What's up, Riverside? How's everyone doing so far, yeah? All right, cool. So I'm just going to get started. Typically, I agree on a lot of stuff that you state. So literally in every...
Dude, Aquariums, thank you, man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for that super, man. Hell yeah. He says, do you think we Americans will need an armed resistance to overbearing and tyrannical government in the future? Do you think we Americans will need an armed resistance to overbearing and tyrannical government in the future? That's a great question. I think he wants to know how you guys feel in the chat. Wow. I guess it depends on what you mean by overbearing, but tyrannical, yeah, that's we will need I guess that's why we have the Second Amendment, right? And will we need an armed resistance? Possibly, bro. Possibly. I'm curious what others in the chat have to say. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for supporting me, Aquariums. Appreciate you, man. One love, brother.
The only reason I came up to debate was about abortions and rape abortions. And so recently I...
State Line says anything is possible. We should prepare for it at a minimum. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best, but be proactive until necessary. James says, thank God for the Second Amendment. I agree. I double down on that. Marlon says, we will if the Democrat Party goals don't change. Manuel says, I never thought it could be possible, but what's going on in the UK worries me. Worries me too, man. They have 1,200 people to put in jail just for social media posts alone. We're only a couple left-wing presidential terms away from trying to levy those kinds of politics. And so today is Charlie Kirk's birthday. Yep. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Our fight is extremely tricky with how they're setting us up. Yep.
I was kind of for abortions, pro-choice. I recently had a daughter. She's 7 weeks old, and I can't imagine living without her, so I appreciate it. And my only concern as I was thinking about it, it's just hard for girls that do happen to get raped, whether they're unconscious and drugged or just whatever happens, incest or whatever. Would you be able to just defend just any abortion or non-abortions on rape? And if I could just hear your point of view on that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for the good faith question, and praise God that you welcomed the daughter into this world. That's the best thing you said. Look,
dude, are you serious? Marlon says, dude, I'm in California. He's saying California is trying to pass online censorship laws. Dude, no way. Dude,
needless to say,
no.
rape is a tragic thing, and it's terrible. We believe that abortion is the taking of a life, which would be murder. Can I do a thought exercise with you? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I actually have a picture. I brought it here because I do this so many times. So I have 2 ultrasounds here. You know what ultrasound is?
Yeah, this isn't the dolphin, is it?
No, these are 2 human beings.
Okay.
No.
All right.
One of these 2 ultrasounds is a baby conceived in rape. Which one is it?
I'm assuming the one on the left.
No.
No, okay. Oh, you know what? I don't know.
You get the point?
Yes. Yes.
They're both human beings.
Okay.
Regardless of the method of conception, they're both human beings.
Awesome. Okay.
And it's not a gotcha. I just want you to think about,
of course.
Because these are both human beings made in the image of God. The process of conception does not give you more or less rights.
Of course.
And so we also do not believe that an evil action after an evil action is the right course. And so we believe that a human being must be protected. We must be consistent in that. And I've met thousands of people now across the country, hundreds, I'll say, of people that were conceived in rape. And the mom was courageous enough to bring that baby to term. And now they're able to live amazing lives. And so we must be consistent that human beings are made in the image of God. They have a soul, and that just because of the method of conception, you don't get to have your life taken away from you.
Yes, sir. Now, what about the trauma?
Damn, Aquarium says California did pass some censorship laws this year. I have to look into that. I had no idea, man. This is news to me.
That it may or may not bring the mother. Just kind of living on like her own self. Maybe can't defend having the baby just because she wasn't ready in the first place. And, now her whole life just got switched.
What's up, Random? Good to have you, buddy. And then Jen, good question, Jen. Is asking, hey, if you, she's asking Jingle to give examples.
Around, if you can explain that for me, please.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a false choice because an abortion can also be very traumatic as well. To say that that abortion is just like getting a haircut, that's nonsensical. It's not just the cosmetic.
What's up, Marlon? SoCal here too, man. I'm in Orange County, bro. I don't know where you're at, but I'm out here in OC.
Procedure.
Yeah, I agree.
And so we acknowledge, of course, that there can be trauma, but trauma is never an excuse for taking a life. If you say, I have a mental health issue, are you allowed to take somebody else's life? Of course not.
No.
That's never morally defensible. Under no moral framework are we able to say that that is true or correct.
Cool. I appreciate it. Also, I have a second question real fast.
Really quick. Yeah, we got a
I'm
long
sorry.
line.
So we're 5 months into the President Trump's presidency, and a lot of Democrats will state, like, oh, he's doing this wrong and this. The gas prices are still up. The food is still up. When do you think we will see change?
Well, gas prices in California are up. Actually, across the country, they're going down dramatically.
Okay.
One of
good to know, Jen. Good to know.
the reasons is that Gavin Newsom and Democrats have intentionally done this.
Boo.
You should boo them. The way that again, it's a little wonky, but it's a refinery issue. You guys have made a decision here in this state to have intentionally high gas prices. And because of that, your leaders here in California, they basically almost wanted to make it impossible to own a petroleum-based, petroleum-fired vehicle. And we want to try to bring gas prices down for all Americans. One of the reasons why I hope that you guys get a new governor in 2026.
Bianco, baby. Awesome. Would you mind?
Thank you.
Can I come shake your
Yeah,
hand?
sure, of course. You would like a hat, too. Yeah, God bless you, man.
No
Thank you.
on
Here's your hat.
50,
Thank
bro.
you.
No on 50.
Next
Definitely
question.
no
Great,
on
thank you.
50. Yep,
All
for
right,
sure.
well, good afternoon. Been a long time fan, but
Thank you. Just talk right into the mic if you can, please.
Oh, okay. The topic I want to discuss with you today is it's on reparations, but more so why there's a bias towards Black Americans when it comes to reparations. Now, I understand that no Black American alive has ever been a slave. I acknowledge that. However, sorry. The point I wanted to make is that reparations have been given to other ethnic groups, Asian Americans for their incarceration during World War II, Native Hawaiians. Sorry, I wrote it all down, but even former slave owners, specifically the ones in the North that had to give up their slaves, they were compensated for former slaves. However, why is it that when it comes to Black people receiving reparations, there seems to be a lot of pushback to the point where now, now it's almost laughable to even think about Black people getting reparations for something in the past?
Well, for any of those examples, was there intergenerational reparations given?
No.
So they're not necessarily applicable, right? So those were the actual people that received it because a wrong was done to them.
Correct.
We're talking about something 150 years removed. And also, not every Black person is a descendant of slaves.
Correct.
Some are mixed race. Some are able to prove that. But I think more importantly, we should ask the question, have we spent a lot of money on the Black community the last 50 years? And if so, has it worked?
It's a good question.
What's up, Tamara? What's up, Boo Boo Boss?
Because, obviously, there are certain communities in Black America that are not so great. Some of the traumas and problems they have are of their own making. I acknowledge that. Thankfully, I was raised away from all that, 2 loving parents.
And that's the greatest thing that you are, one of the, if not the greatest. And that's my hope for every child, Black, white, or Asian, to have 2 parents. That is a ticket to success. Please continue.
But the example I wanted to use was the 2 Tulsa survivors. They tried to, they're aged, over 100 years old. They've tried to sue the Oklahoma government for reparations for their lost property. And they were actually denied reparations. And to me, when I read about that, because that to me that was kind of the test to see, like, okay, they say reparations shouldn't go to people who weren't directly affected. Well, here we have two people who were directly affected, who were there, and they were still denied reparations. So to me, that kind of confirmed that it was never about who was directly affected or not. To me, it just sounds like there's a bias towards Black Americans.
Okay, I don't know about that instance. I'll look into it. But more broadly, I do want to just repeat the point, and something to think about, you don't have to answer it, that we've spent trillions of dollars on trying to improve the well-being of Black Americans since the 1960s. And actually, Black America is poorer per capita and on average in relation to other groups than it was in the 1960s. So I would argue it's actually not a resource or a money thing. It's a values thing. And the values, unfortunately, that are predominantly in the Black community right now are quasi-suicidal.
Fair point. But yeah, basically I just wanted you to, I didn't know if I was going to change your mind, but it's something I wanted you to think about.
I'll research the example that you gave, and thank you for watching our content and being a supporter.
Definitely.
Would you
Can I
like
get
a hat?
signed hat?
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Definitely agree with CSS. He says yes, because how many handouts does a culture need? I agree. I think the less handouts, the better. Less handouts, get people more motivated to get up and go get jobs and do things on their own, push themselves further, and be a better example for their children and the people around them.
Thank you, man. It's great. Thank you. I've talked about Patriot Mobile's commitment to faith.
Here we go.
Right here? Okay. Hi, good afternoon. So my stance today is honestly on immigration. So I think... Does that sound better? Okay. Okay, so my stance today is on immigration. I think that immigration contributes a lot to America. So my parents did come here legally, and they right now are in the process again, and it takes a long time. No, they came here legally, like they came with their visa, and now they're renewing it, and it's a different process right now. But so I'm really religious. I'm Catholic. My parents grew me up that way. And in Matthew 2:13 through 15, it talks about how Jesus had to flee Bethlehem, sorry. He had to flee because someone was going to die, and they were looking to kill him, and he had to flee his own country and leave everything behind because an angel spoke to Mary and Joseph that they should leave. So a lot of people do that. That's why they immigrate to the United States. A lot of people have to leave everything behind because not everyone just wants to pack up all their things and leave. Right now, I personally would hate if I had to sell my car, my house, leave my parents, leave my friends, and leave everyone. So I just want to know what your stance is on that, just because in the Bible it talks about that.
Right. So first of all, Jesus actually didn't emigrate. He stayed within the confines of the Roman Empire because Egypt was actually under Roman jurisdiction. That's a separate point. But there are plenty of verses that says you should welcome the stranger, and so I will grant you that. I guess the first point I would have to ask is, should immigration always benefit the home country?
I think so, yes. And that is one thing that I looked into. So there are immigrants right now working here, correct? And they get some of their paycheck cut off, right, because of Social Security and all those benefits. But they don't get those benefits because they're illegal
So do you
immigrants.
mean legal or illegal immigrants? That distinction is very important.
Illegal. They don't get those benefits.
Right. So
And
let's just be clear. If they have a Social Security number, how'd they get that?
the right way.
They stole it. You don't get a Social Security number as an illegal, period. It does not happen. They stole it.
Okay.
So that's an act of theft.
And
So they stole an American Social Security number to be able to work here, which drives down wages, which drives down opportunity cost. But even beyond that, we just have to look at their action. They were not invited to come to this country. They broke in line, they cut in line, and we should not reward line cutters or border jumpers. We should reward people like your parents that actually came here legally to this country.
W. Stu, bro. Thanks for joining us, man. Good to have you.
Yeah, I understand that point. I really do. But sometimes people genuinely need to leave their country because in like my mother's case, for instance, there was like a terrorist attack on my family. And that's the reason my mom had to come. And thankfully, she did get it immediately. But now I've heard of so many stories where people have to wait like 10 years, 20 years, even 30 years. Like my grandma right now is trying to get the process, and thankfully she is now. But it's taken her about 10 years now, and she makes enough money in her country, and she just wants to come here as a tourist. That's the main reason. And I do understand that. I think that my main point is that how we should implement more money into the immigration system. Because Trump's zero tolerance policy, that just felt cruel. Because there's a lot of people here that are doing well and zero tolerance. They just have to leave the country. I feel like that was inhumane of him.
Yeah, but it's not their country though, and that's the. So let me just if I went to Mexico without being invited or allowed, and I took a job, and the Mexican government found out, what would the Mexican government do to me?
I'm not
Kick you out.
They would send me back to America.
Yep.
And why was the reason you left the U.S. first?
Well, again, okay, as far as the audio, guys, we're going as loud as the university allows us. There's a decibel count, so we're going to keep pushing the amount as much as we can, okay? So we get in trouble, I'll blame all of you.
Stu says, thanks, everyone. I feel the people who are truly, this is great, feel the people who truly understood Charlie and believe in his message are good people. The kind of people I want to surround with. Thanks, everyone. Yes, dude. Well said, buddy. Well said, man. Aquarium says, at the same time, in cases like El Salvador, the U.S. caused the original problem there. If we cause the problems, we should allow people fleeing those problems to come in, but legally and filter out any. And he had more to say here.
So reason, that's an interesting thing. Is there ever a legitimate reason, in your opinion, to commit a crime?
No.
Well, then the reason doesn't matter. Because under that say, so can you rob a bank because you wish you had more money?
No, you work harder.
Then why doesn't that moral standard apply to immigration?
Because the system isn't doing its job. That's why I think we should implement more money. Because there is some people, like I do get it. You know, some people come here, and then I do admit some of them commit crime, but not all of them.
No, but they're all criminals if they came illegally. That's the distinction. By definition, they're breaking federal law, 8 U.S.C. 1312. Just their presence here is against the law.
And let's say you're here in the U.S., okay? You have, from what I think I've heard, I think you have 2 daughters, correct?
Daughter and a son.
Daughter and a son, okay. You have a daughter and a son. Let's say someone is attacking your family, targeting you guys. You love your children, I'm assuming.
Well, hold on. I actually, someone, every day we get death threats, so this is not an abstraction, and I'm not leaving America.
That makes sense, but because the United States,
I mean, so it's actually very real. Every day someone says they want to murder me and kill my family. I'm staying.
Wow. Holy cow.
But has anyone genuinely ever, driven to your house, done, a drive-by?
I'm not going to get into the details, but plenty of people have been arrested trying to kill me.
Benny? Okay.
So, I mean,
Wow.
but here's the idea. And
wow. Wow, dude. Holy cow, guys. Jeez. Man. Zeph, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming.
if we apply that logic, that if somebody is in danger, they're allowed to come to America, would you be okay welcoming in 500 million people into America?
That's why we should implement the system to understand each person's
you got to
case.
answer. Do you think 500 million people would be too many people?
500 million, I don't even think that would fit the United States.
I agree, and that's the point, is that if everyone all of a sudden declared that their life was in danger, we'd have to let in like all of Nicaragua, all of Honduras, almost all of Venezuela. The standard all of a sudden starts falling apart. And we find that people lie about this, they deceive it. Here's my perspective.
Well said. That was a great point he just made, and I definitely agree with James Henry. James Henry in the chat says, "Is things getting tough? If things getting tough in America, I won't flee to another nation. I will stand and fight. Why don't they?" Good point, and I agree with you on not wanting to ever leave or stand up.
Why don't we try to empower those people to make the countries they're coming from greater and stronger, or else this problem will actually never be fixed at the root level? Does that make sense?
It does make sense, and I wish it was that easy. So, for instance, I am part Peruvian, and in Peru, so they were having a presidential election. and the president who was going to win was better for the country. And
Agree, Tamara. Great point. Tamara in chat says, your country has to be worth fighting for. Very good point. And that's why we love America. It's worth fighting for, regardless of all of our differences, left or right, or whatever the case is. We all love our country. I know even people that talk shit on our own country, I know they still love the country, but we will always stand up for our country and for our fellow Americans.
would help out a lot more. But since it's corrupt, they made the other president win. They sent him death threats, nearly almost killed him. He had to fake his death and leave, and they jailed her. They jailed her completely, and they let the guy win. That is why it's corrupt. It's hard to fix a country when there's no help towards it. So Peru they were rooting for the good president. They were rooting to build their system back up. But the other president, it was rigged. It was completely rigged.
So does it make it better or worse if millions of people leave that country? For Peru.
Can you, like, what do you mean by leave?
If
Like,
3
come to
million
the
people
US?
left Peru, does Peru get greater or weaker? Stronger or weaker?
Neither. I mean, it's in a weak state right now.
Right. I mean, it's
But-
pretty obvious. I'm trying to even say that mass immigration is bad for everybody. It's bad for America, and it's bad for the country that people are leaving from. The only difference is that they send back American money through remittances that actually subsidize this entire thing. Let me ask one final question. If somebody comes into America without invitation and they are illegal, what do you think the penalty should be?
I think it's humane to look at their case and why they had to leave everything they've ever known.
We believe that we should send them back to their country of origin.
I just want to make one more final point.
Like literally any other country would do to us if we went to their country illegally. They would send us back.
So I do understand that, but my final point is that, do you agree that we should implement more money to the immigration system?
No, I think we should have no immigrants in the country for the next 10 years. We have way too many people in this country, and I'll prove it to you here in California. Your hospitals are overrun. Your
Sahi is a straight.
Beta male, beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
Schools are overrun. Do you guys agree that you have a crowded state right now? California is a cluttered state with social services that are being strained, and we need a pause on all immigration, in my opinion, to metaphorically digest the major meal that we just ate, or else we are going to have a major assimilation problem, cultural problem, cohesion problem, all sorts of issues. And I know this is a provocative thing to say, but immigration is something that you use as a way to benefit the homeland. You don't have to have immigration.
But just as an example, my parents came here, like I said, legally $0, and they have benefited so much to the country. They have made so much, like hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Praise God, that's the American dream.
It is, and it's just like a hard thing to do.
And I want American-born young people from UC Riverside to also have that American dream and not have to compete against foreigners for that. Thank you for your time.
Can I say one point?
We have a long line. Thank you.
Really quick though.
Okay, again, what is
sorry,
it? Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I understand the American dream is hard. My mom was pregnant, working 2 jobs one day, and she sacrificed everything, and now she has more money than the average American.
Praise
So,
God.
and
That is the American dream. Thank you very much.
It's hard work. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm glad she came here legally. That deserves to be applauded. Very much so. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, everyone. How are you?
Dude, CSS, thank you, man. WCSS, thank you for the super chat, man. Shout out to Sir for running a channel where you don't step all over the content being discussed. And shout out to our intelligent civil audience. Thank you, man. Awesome message. WCSS, bro. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Good looking out, man. Appreciate that.
So,
thank you.
Today, I'll be honest. Yeah. Good to meet you. I'm not a very political person. I'm here for the love of the game only, and I want to see your views, you know. So my topic of discussion is going to be that college is not a scam. And please hear me out till the end before I ask my question, so it kind of makes sense. So I understand everything you say. You said college is a scam, and the issue is because there's a lot of student loans. There's people who drop out of college every year. There's a lot of people who can't find jobs. Government's funding it, and why should taxpayers pay for it, right? I understand. It's a concern. It's valid. But at the same time, scam means fraud, and fraud is not what college is, because colleges don't promise guaranteed success. colleges promise access to resources, which they do deliver. And it's up to the people to actually be accountable and use those resources correctly. But what happens a lot of times is that a lot of people don't use it correctly and fail. I do agree that there needs to be reforms. I think especially the funding of colleges should be reformed, how the government funds may be limited, maybe more structured and with more oversight. But at the end of the day, colleges do provide a lot of value to the society. And also, people who do go to colleges, on average, statistically, earn higher income on average, have half the unemployment rate, and they have more opportunities. So my question to you is, are you denying the data?
Okay, so let's define a scam. What is a scam?
Well, I just defined it, fraud, right?
Yes, so would you agree in a scam you force a customer to buy something against their will?
Here's the thing.
Yes or no? I let you talk, yes or no?
Yes, but here...
Okay, how many of you have to take classes against your will that are waste your time? Look around.
Hold on.
Look around.
Dang, I never heard this discussion or this argument from him. This is a solid one, bro. I never heard him explain his reason for the scam in this way.
I let you talk. Look around.
Let me put this back. Hang on. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Here it
Okay,
is.
so let's define a scam. What is a scam?
Well, I just defined it, fraud, right?
Yes, so would you agree in a scam you force a customer to buy something against their will?
Here's the thing.
Yes or no? I let you talk. Yes or no?
Yes, but here...
Okay, how many of you have to take classes against your will that are waste your time? Look around.
Hold on.
Look around.
Damn.
I let you talk. Look around.
Charlie, I'll be honest.
You haven't looked around yet.
I've taken classes myself.
Every hand is up. Hold on. You just agreed a scam would make people buy something against their will, and every hand went up in the audience saying they have to take classes against their will. You just now agreed using Aristotelian logic that that's a scam.
Hold on.
Of course.
Aristotelian logic. I gotta look that up too, man. Jeez, Charlie, he's an autodidact. He taught himself, and he's smarter than almost everyone I know, dude. Holy cow!
Graduate earns 80% higher income compared to a high school graduate.
If they graduate.
Median.
See, that's a deceiving statistic. I wrote a whole book on this. It's very deceiving. Let me tell you why. Because you're taking the top income earners of doctors and lawyers and engineers, and it brings the average up even more. When in reality, you look at people who study the humanities. You have a big humanities school.
I just looked it up, and Manuel is correct as in Aristotle. So Aristotelian means relating to Aristotle or his philosophy, a student of Aristotle or an adherent of his philosophy. Good one, Manuel. W. Manuel, bro.
Here you see Riverside. They will, on average, earn maybe 50 or 60,000. Book on this. It's very deceiving. Let me tell you why. Because you're taking the top income earners of doctors and lawyers and engineers, and it brings the average up even more. When in reality, you look at people who study the humanities. You have a big humanities school. Here you see Riverside. They will, on average, earn maybe 50 or 60,000 a year. Secondly,
even liberal arts graduates earn 15 to 40,000 more than high school graduates.
Incorrect. That's old data.
That's correct.
How many here?
That's correct.
How many people here would be thrilled earning $70,000 a year right now?
That's higher than the average.
Wrong. According to the Wall Street Journal, hundreds of thousands of high school juniors getting $70,000 a year job offers for not going to college to become plumbers, welders, and electricians. They don't have to go to college. They don't have to get student loan debt. I let you talk. Let me talk. So they don't have to go into debt. They don't have to get any degree. I'm sure almost everyone in this audience would be like, boy, I would kill to earn 70 grand a year. And yet how many people in this audience were told a fair hearing, hey, you don't need to go to four-year college. You could earn 70 grand as a high school junior to become a welder. That is not a true.
And just so you know, I've looked into this stuff, and there's a lot of people that are discussing this. They're discussing the jobs that AI will be taking over. Plumbing and electrical work, and these jobs that Charlie just mentioned are not among those that are going to be quickly taken over by AI.
Bureau of Labor Statistics says that on average, the college graduates earn about 30% higher than trade school graduates. And
again,
I agree. There's alternatives. College is not for everyone. I totally agree with you. People could go to trade school. They could start a business. But everything comes with risk. We got to look at what is college promising the students. College is promising access to resources, and it provides
Incorrect. Colleges implicitly and explicitly through their website and their promotional material tell parents that if you come here, you will have a better life. Instead, that is the
W Aquariums. He says, I make $225K a year as an aircraft mechanic. Love that, bro. W Aquariums, man. Love to hear that. All the trades are amazing, and they are set. You become any of these trades, like a roofer, plumber, electrician, any of these things that he's mentioning, dude, you're going to kill it with the way the market is set up to go forward in the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
The sales pitch. I guarantee you, if someone
Please show me one website. I've looked all over the place. I haven't seen a single university that guarantees success or happiness.
Hold on a second.
They promise resources.
I just said implicitly and explicitly, almost every single college has on their website, preparing leaders for a better tomorrow, preparing leaders for an ever-changing world. And if you go through that, they have all these deceiving statistics that if you come to this college for 4 years, allow me to finish talking, okay? Again, for 4 years, yep, someone... We're going to keep going. Don't stare. We tried to warn about that. Get them some water, too. Yeah, and you get
Random just touched on a very good point. He said 30,000 plumbers isn't even enough to put a dent in what is needed. Literally, what is needed right now, especially with us cleaning out the illegal immigration, we're going to need a lot of plumbers, a lot of electricians, a lot of, you name it, we're going to need them. So I 100% agree. And with, was it random? I just forgot who it was. I think, 100% agree. And it's majorly going to be needed. And if you start now, who knows, maybe you'll own, maybe you won't be doing the plumbing. You'll be owning the business with plumbers working under you, making lots of money.
a signed hat. Don't faint just for the signed hat. Of course, I acknowledge that some college graduates do better. That window is increasingly closing. Now, let me ask you another argument that you might not be prepared for. Almost everybody in this audience is studying something that will be irrelevant because of artificial intelligence. Yeah. Do you think at this school, every single course and every degree is really prepared for the AI revolution that is coming next?
Now, let me ask you a question.
Damn, dude, good dude. He's spitting bars right now, dude.
You have to answer mine.
This turned out to be a good one, dude. I didn't watch this. You guys know I wait to watch these things with you guys. Dude, this is a good one.
What are your alternatives?
Oh, I have plenty. So actually, there's 11 million job openings right now that pay you more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. Right now.
But did you know that
11 million.
over 95% of U.S. employers still require a college degree for mid to high roles? And about 40% require
That's
just
actually,
to get in.
Again, you didn't even answer my question. You're dodging it. But that number's coming down. Secondly, 11 million jobs that pay more than $75,000 a year that don't require a college degree. My alternative also is this. If you want to get something specialized, of course, go to college. The vast majority of kids that go to college are studying the humanities, soft social sciences, psychology, or communications. They're not studying to become engineers or doctors or nurses, all of which I totally understand. And what you're basically saying, your argument, which is true, but it's fraudulent, come here to get a piece of paper because once you get the piece of paper, then you'll get a job.
That's not true. No one is promising that. College promises access to resources. Access to preparation to leadership doesn't mean guarantee.
Again,
it only gives access. You are the one responsible. I think it should be merit-based, and people should take accountability for their actions. If they come to college and be lazy, don't take classes, they are going to...
Thank you, Michael Wilbur. He says most millionaires don't have college degrees. Yes. Some of the richest people in the world don't have college degrees.
Do they have nothing? Do they have job preparedness at this school?
Yes, there's a career guidance center. I went to it.
Hold on, wait. They have a whole center about career preparedness, so they're selling career preparedness.
Yes, and you gotta go and access it yourself.
Point. Wait, hold on. So they're selling. Time out. You keep interrupting me.
And I think this guy is being super disingenuous, saying that going to college, colleges don't promise you that you're gonna have a career and make money. Actually, most colleges that I'm aware of promise the students or make it some type of a claim to you being highly they give you you're going to be, there's this percentage of success after you graduate from the college. So I think he's being super disingenuous.
Amen. Again, do they teach you to interrupt in college this much? It's like you got to let the other person talk, okay?
Let me be honest. I respect you, but
what's up, Stabby?
At career preparedness centers, career preparedness centers are implicitly and explicitly telling you you're getting something of value. And again, half the people in this audience, if they get a job, they'll get a job that doesn't require a college degree. They'll be burdened with debt. It's 4 years of wasted time, talent, and treasure. And finally, and most importantly, almost every one of your careers will be rendered obsolete by AI in the next 10 years.
Hold on. Are you denying the data that $1.2 million higher earnings in median for college graduates?
I've already explained that.
That's not the mean. You were talking about the average. What about the median?
I've already explained it's not degree specific. Also, one other stat, do you know that 4 out of 10 kids that go to college do not graduate? 4 out of 10 kids that go to college do not graduate.
That's not true.
It is. 59% is the national graduation rate. Okay, again, I can't have a conversation if you deal in different, factual
I'm just
reality.
trying to say the same degree. If you're talking about dropout rates, I totally agree with you. There is a lot of people dropping out. That's an issue. We should find ways to fix that.
It's crazy. A lot of you guys in the chat just exactly said what this guy, what Charlie just argued. And W Random, he says he knows a lot about this subject. Looks like he's deep into this stuff.
Let me get my nerves down a little bit. Not to be.
Boo Boo truck driving is high in demand as well, but I think these trades are the ticket, dude. I think these are the way to go. I think trucks can be replaced by AI at some point, truck driving, but these trades, welding, plumbing, electrical, all that stuff can't be. Roofing, all this stuff. State Line says recession proof unless self-autonomous takes over at some point.
Repetitive. The water? Oh, I can. Let me quick.
CNC electrician. HVAC is another one.
I have a similar question, but my question is thing. It's right here. Good. Oh, not touch it. All right. So this is via your Turning Point USC US.
Random says I was a horrible. He says he was a horrible student. I would say I don't know if I was a horrible student, but I was a student that hated doing homework, and I would show up and just ace tests. I was that kind of. I would absorb the information while the professor was sharing it. I hated doing the reading or the work later, and I would pass typically with B's.
USA website in March 2025. President Donald Trump appointed Charlie Kirk to United States Air Force Academy Board of Visitors. Advisory panel that oversees various aspects of the academy, including morale, curriculum, and discipline. This appointment indicates a level of trust in Kirk's commitment to the military's well-being. So I know that you're an advocate for military well-being. My question is, you say that college is a scam, but there's been multiple data that the post 9/11 GI Bill, a lot of people enlist via the post 9/11 GI Bill so that they can get free college education. So my question is, what do you have to say regarding that tape?
I don't think I should spend too much time on this topic. I think I thoroughly did the prior. So.
But I'm speaking more when it comes to military enlistment, when it comes to college.
Yeah, I mean, for some people, college is a good idea. For some people, it's a bad idea, and most people are being scammed when they go to college. My stance remains.
But as someone who's a supporter of the military, wouldn't you support college, considering it creates more enlistment via the Syracuse University?
Some people, yeah. I mean,
via the Syracuse University, it's a high 53%. Or when they took 8,000 supporters, they found that 53% wanted to list because of the post 9/11 GI Bill, and over 80% of new enlistments were motivated by post 9/11 GI Bill.
Okay, what's the question though?
My question is do you support college? Yeah, my question is, do you support college?
Have I not answered this, guys, sufficiently? Yeah, okay. For some people, yes, it is a racket for a lot of people. Thank you.
W Aquariums Row, he says, me too, Medi. I never did any homework and challenge as many classes as possible to graduate early. I did too, bro. I took insane amounts of classes and I graduated early. Almost never did homework. Always just paid super good attention in class. Was very active during class discussions and I aced all my tests and I graduated with a B.
Charlie. First off, I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone in the crowd who has served our country and served our military. So my belief is that the United States should have a presence back into Afghanistan. And I know firsthand experience how it is with Afghan refugees. During 2021, when President Biden pulled out of Afghanistan, my unit was the one that had to deal with the Afghan refugees when they came into the United States. Operation Allies Welcome. And a lot of the stuff that I seen right there was not pretty. And a lot of the refugees that came over, a lot of them were either known or suspected of terrorism. Not to mention...
Manuel says, Medi, were you the kid who asked if last night's homework is still due? LOL. No, I was... I didn't even care about homework. I hated it, didn't care. I just was there to gain whatever I could out of it. I didn't care about my grade or anything. I wanted to just learn, and that's all I did. I was actually the kid that all the other actual geeks in the class that thought they knew everything would team up with on group assignments and stuff like that, and they would actually ask me for answers to questions and all that stuff. I was that guy because I just knew it because I was involved.
Mentioned also during the Biden administration.
Someone asked about what did you do? Business. I was a BSBA, business administration, but I was highly emphasized on information systems, the technology and stuff. However, funny thing is, I taught my teachers a lot of stuff about technology. So go figure. I was a super geeky. I was the cool kid that was super geeky. I'm like that weird mesh of the two somehow.
When
I run a whole, this is a one-man operation. What I do, you'll trip out on all the stuff that I do. And one day we'll talk about that.
Millions of people came over through the border. Everyone's focus is really on people from Latin America. But people are forgetting that a lot of that came in were from the Middle East and were also known and unknown terrorists on the FBI watch list. So my thing is, we should have more presence in Afghanistan because there's a lot of Al-Qaeda that's still building up their numbers and a lot of other members that are here in the country because of what happened there. And so my question is also, what will President Trump do and his administration do to prevent the next 9/11? I've seen a lot of, are you familiar with Sean Ryan? With his interview with Sarah Adams, CIA targeter, she stated that the next 9/11 is bound to happen in the tens of thousands. So what can we do to prevent that happen? And we do need another a more presence in Afghanistan again.
Okay, first of all, thank you for your service. I mean that, and thank you. I have to give you a compliment. You have an argument I've never heard.
That was the whole point, because I know everyone argues the same thing. And this is something I really believe in.
I'm giving you credit. So, to be clear, you would like to see a re-invasion of Afghanistan?
Not re-invasion, but more presence, like how we do in a lot of other countries.
Re-invasion, right, got it, okay. That's fine. So, while I acknowledge all the things you say, let's first make sure we interpret what happened on 9/11 correctly. 9/11 was not a we did not occupy enough countries problem. 9/11 was an intelligence and, most importantly, an immigration problem. We allowed people into our country that were not American to come into our country, and
that one.
I'm sorry?
Inside job.
Yeah, well, we can have a question on that if you'd like, but we're not on that one now. But I would ask the question, what do you believe that President Trump was elected on more foreign wars and more conflicts or less?
Less foreign wars, but okay, do you believe it was a great idea to pull out of Afghanistan?
Not the way Biden did it, but yes, I actually do agree with it. I think the way he did it was disgraceful.
Yes,
I think we
13 service members died.
No, of course. I met some of the Abbey Gate family. It's terrible. It's like
it's what Deshaun just said in the chat, and what you guys are literally they're saying what you guys are saying in chat. I'm reading chat this whole time, and some of you guys like Kev Dog says, "Bro, do you have a 140 IQ?" I don't know. People tell me that my IQ would be high. People that people that know me, but I've never had my IQ tested, and I don't think I care. So let me see. Someone said, "How did you ace test? Don't do homework and get a B?" I don't know. That's how the classes were, I guess. I'm not really sure.
Like saying you got to get rid of your appendix and you take out a switchblade and just start doing it. I mean, it was the most terrible, gruesome way to do it. We should have protected Bagram Air Base. We never should have left $100 billion of military equipment in Afghanistan. But just to talk more morally clear, we need to protect.
Miss Medication is right here. She says they're saying that because nowadays a school, like I guess homework is everything. But I don't know. Maybe at when I was doing what I was doing, tests were highly weighted.
Our own borders a lot more than.
And that's all I cared about.
The borders of a foreign country.
Correct.
Do you want to come say hi, Miss Medication?
So, I know everyone is really distracted with the war in Israel, the war in Ukraine.
Come say hi.
Pakistan and India are heating up now. So a lot of the focus is not really on what's going on in the Middle East and what is going to happen. Not saying
the best way to prevent it is don't let them into our country.
Correct.
It's an immigration problem.
Correct. And President Trump has closed our borders, and they're not coming in as strong, but the damage is already done. There's a lot of them that are already here.
And we need to find them, and we need to root them out and kick them out of our country. But that doesn't mean we should send more of our
Babe, they love you. They're saying hello.
I, for one, I don't want to see people like you and friends like you have to go into another no-win war in a foreign country where you might have to lose your life, where the objective is very unclear. I would rather have you be able to live a prosperous life here in this
Thank you,
country,
guys.
close our borders, and have very strict immigration.
And I'm grateful for my time in my service. I'm
Thank you for
using
that.
my GI Bill right now. It's doing great.
Some
But,
people should go to college, and I'm glad you're benefiting.
A lot of my NCOs, while I was still in, when we did pull out of Afghanistan, did argue that this should have never happened. And as NCOs who were there fighting in Afghanistan, so they do feel like it's also kind of a question.
Thank you guys so much. She says hello. She loves all you guys. Thank you so much.
What
Appreciate
about
it.
now? We went to Afghanistan. A lot of soldiers died. A lot of our service members died. What are we taking out of that?
That was one of the most disappointing and disgusting days in American history with the withdrawal of Afghanistan and those 13 Marines that unnecessarily died, who Joe Biden to this day never called those Marines for their sacrifice at the Abbey Gate. Thank you for your service, sir.
Would you like
Yes.
a mini Jesus?
I'm
Have
sorry?
a mini Jesus.
Thank you very much. Yes. God bless you, man. Thank you. Yes. Everyone should give your life to Jesus as your Lord and Savior, right?
Thank you, Charlie.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Hello. I would just want to say first, thank you for debating and coming to UCR. And my main question is, all of us, I don't want to speak for everybody, but most of us here believe in the American dream, and one of the core aspects of the American dream is a meritocracy. Am I right in saying that? And so one of the true fundamental points of a true meritocracy is equal opportunity for people.
Guys, I have to put a quick one on since we're talking about Biden here. We'll do just a quick one. You know my favorite clip. My all-time favorite Biden clip. Here we go. Let's do it. Little refresh.
If eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
He did do a damn.
I had to do it, guys. Had to do it.
Is there aspects of...
No, it's not.
Why do you say that?
Well, because that will never be achieved. It could be a goal, but it will never be reality.
Let's see what he said.
Hello. I would just want to say first, thank you for debating and coming to UCR. And my main question is, all of us, I don't want to speak for everybody, but most of us here believe in the American dream, and one of the core aspects of the American dream is a meritocracy. Am I right in saying that? And so one of the true fundamental points of a true meritocracy is equal opportunity for people. Is there aspects of...
No, it's not.
Why do you say that?
Well, because that will never be achieved. It could be a goal, but it will never be reality. For example, do you and I have equal opportunity to play in the NBA as LeBron James?
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's never going to happen.
I'm talking about some people who have the abilities. Like, for example, I'm going to use the SAT as an example. Like, let's say two people took the SAT at the same, a practice SAT at the same day. One person scored 100 points higher than the other person. But that same person who scored 100 points higher doesn't have the same resources to maintain studying while the other person has the resources. Is there any way you propose that both people have the equal opportunity? Because in theoretical, a meritocracy says the person with 100 points higher at the start will eventually be at a higher position.
The only solution would be an IQ test, and the left hates IQ tests. IQ tests are a great way to bring back true meritocracy because IQ tests are study and preparation agnostic. Are you familiar with an intelligent quotient test?
Yeah. And
but they don't like it because the left says they're racist because, I mean, you can read Charles Murray's bell curve why they don't like it.
Yeah,
But would you agree we should bring back IQ tests?
I believe in the IQ tests have validity, but I don't think it should be the defining factor.
Okay, I mean, then you don't believe in a meritocracy.
But the thing is, an IQ test has specific types of intelligence which is being tested. People have different types of intelligence which are more suited for different professions.
Yes, I agree. And certain companies should, again, what companies got away from IQ tests like 20 years ago because they were all called racist, but fair enough. I think IQ tests are a great way to cut through preparation. And I will even acknowledge that if you could pay for a really good tutor and get a higher, we took the ACT where I'm from, the Midwest, we didn't take the SAT, but you could get a higher ACT score with proper preparation and if you spend money on it. I totally acknowledge that.
Yeah, so the thing is, I've always been brought up with the idea that a meritocracy will bring me my American dream. And outside of an IQ test, if the left is so against it, would
He says this looks like 4 months ago. State Line's asking.
you propose or would you suggest any other ways that we can theoretically do it without still being true to the meritocracy that brings the American dream what it is?
I can't think of one. I'm looking for it, but I mean, again, I think an IQ test is a great colorblind, preparation agnostic way to find out people that have the acumen to be able to do the task.
And when we go to the IQ test, would you suggest that there's different types of IQ tests for different
Sure. I mean, of course, there's variety, but the generally agreed upon IQ test that was developed in the late 80s is pretty good.
Okay, that was my question.
Great question. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'll sign it. Hello.
Hello. Great to see you, Charlie. So maybe I really am just Uncle Tom's favorite nephew, but I do have a quick question. What is so wrong with mass incarceration if the only way to be incarcerated is to commit a crime?
There's nothing wrong with mass incarceration. In fact, we need more prisoners in this country, not less prisoners, and we let prisoners out of jail way too quickly in America. But isn't it racist to have mass incarceration?
You know what? I don't think it's racist because I've been black for 28 years and I've yet to go to jail or prison.
Hell yeah.
But come on, the justice system
Love
is
that.
rigged against black people. You're a white supremacist.
You know what? I still don't know how white supremacy would benefit me, but I love it here in America.
Amen. God bless you, man. Thank you.
Hello. So I want to talk about
Whoa.
the debate of abortion. So I know that it's something very controversial. Some people are pro-choice, some people are pro-life. Before I start, I want to make sure that I understand your opinion fully so I don't take, what I've heard online. What is your stance on abortion?
Life begins at conception.
Okay. So so conception, so is that when sperm enters the egg? Is that
Stabby says MedikationLIVE. Now you can ask a bot to measure your IQ based upon your Twitter post. I'm still permanently banned from Twitter for making 41% jokes. Oh shit! I didn't know about that. Interesting.
during
When new DNA is formed.
Okay, when new DNA is formed. So the egg by itself, you don't think is anything.
Sorry?
The egg of a woman by itself, do you think it's
Well,
anything?
it's something, but it's not a life. Correct.
Okay, that's okay. So my question.
My girl you just saw Miss Medication. She keeps telling me to go take an IQ test because she thinks it'd be like really high, but I don't want to. I don't really care. I just love learning shit.
Question is, when you talk about abortion and why you think why you support it, why you don't support it, sorry. Why you don't support it, what do you use as your evidence? Do you use scientific evidence? Do you talk about the Bible?
Are those things sticking out of her mouth, or are they stuck in the side of her, like her cheeks or something? It's hard to tell.
Do you use both?
Mainly
zoom in.
scientific and self-evident reason.
Okay. So are you someone who's a follower of the Bible?
I am, but that's not relevant to this discussion, but we could talk about it if you like.
I find it relevant because when I'm going to talk about abortion, there's quotes in the Bible that I think support pro-choice, in my opinion. Bible, Exodus.
A really large lip ring? I see all kinds of stuff going on this one. Let me zoom in more.
21, 22 through 25. When men strive together and hit a pregnant woman so that her child come out, so miscarriage, but there is no harm to the woman, the one who hit her shall surely be fined, as the woman's husband shall impose on him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. But if there is harm to the woman, you shall pay life for life, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. So I know that could be interpreted different ways. The Bible is interpreted in many ways. There's different types, different interpretations, but this says if a person causes a miscarriage through a woman, that they will pay for the abortion.
I honestly have not listened to a word she said. I'd have to rewind it to understand what's even going on here, bro. I'm tripping on this. Michael, same question. What's in her mouth, bro? Oh, dude. Snake bite piercings? What is that, bro? She must give it. Oh my God. I swear I haven't heard of not one word she said. Honestly, if you said, give me one word she said, couldn't tell you. Shit, bro.
So they will pay. Another one will punish them.
That is not what this law
my
says.
God.
But let me just ask, are you a Christian?
Yes.
Okay, then continue. So,
Fishing lure, bro. They didn't pull a hook out.
So
do you
it's
believe in the inerrant word of God?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. So it says that as the woman's husband shall impose on him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. So the judges determine, and it's talking about the husband, so therefore it's talking about a person, not God himself, not his judgment. So it's saying if someone has an abortion, we have the right to choose what to do to them,
But
right?
didn't you say it was a miscarriage, not an abortion?
It says when man strive together and hit a pregnant woman, so that's causing her to lose the baby. That's outside
Dude,
cause.
they're literally
outside.
They're literally sticking out of her mouth,
Abortion is
right?
through violence, such as hitting, because not everyone has access to medical
Was it
abortion.
the intent for them to kill the baby?
It's unclarified, so that I cannot tell you.
Where's Magneto when you need
It's
him?
unclarified. However, what I will say is that it says that it's the judges determine, the husband determines.
Oh, Michael said, "Kiss me." I can't imagine. Can you imagine making out with
What
her?
to do with the person who does that to someone's child, does that to their own
catfish.
child. But it
Oh
does
my
say that if
God.
the woman is harmed, her herself, not the child, then they are liable by God. Their life for her life, their foot for her foot. So what I'm saying is, if somebody needs an abortion for healthcare, let's say a woman's baby's not going to make it, and if the baby stays in her womb, she will die. And they refuse her an abortion, they refuse her that health care, and she dies. Should the doctor be liable under God?
Well, first of all, those instances don't happen. So let's
Yes,
just be
they
clear.
do.
No, see, you guys are so propagandized by this. That only happens in a very rare case of the breaking of the uterine
So
wall.
it does happen.
But no, but where the baby is already dead, and that's what the point is, that the baby is already dead. That's a removal of a carcass of
That's
a
also
baby.
still medically
no,
an
it's not.
abortion.
That's
It
incorrect.
is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. A removal of a carcass of a baby is not an abortion. Those are two
It
technically
is.
different things. It is not a D&E. It is not. A D&E is something completely different. But then, if you want to talk about Scripture, do you think we are bound to all 613 Levitical laws?
Yes, if you're a follower of the Bible, you cannot pick and choose what you follow.
Oh, so do you eat kosher?
You cannot pick
Do you
and
eat kosher?
choose. No,
Well, I thought you were bound to all 613 laws.
Dang.
I'm not perfect. I'm a sinner. Everyone here is a sinner. But if
Well,
you
are we
choose,
bound to it? Do you think Christians should
if
eat kosher?
you choose to follow the Bible, you cannot pick and choose what you
Of
follow.
course, but we do believe in a new covenant and old covenant. So there's three types of Old Testament laws, right? There's ceremonial, there's
Fucking aquariums, bro. Oh my God. W Boo Boos. He said, Boo Boo says, Charlie was so knowledgeable for how young he was. That's just, yeah, major. Aquarium says, she has natural birth control. She's obese and not appealing to anyone unless you're desperate and no other options. Wow.
civil and moral.
Dude.
So ceremonial laws we do not honor. Civil we consider. Moral
But
we
why?
absolutely do.
Oh, that's in her mouth. It's not sticking out of her mouth. It's going through her cheek in the corner of her mouth, like right there. It's not sticking out of her mouth. It's going through her cheek. She's moving it with her tongue from the inside of her cheek.
Why
Because
do humans
okay.
decide what to follow in
Well,
God's
because
Watch
laws?
right
laws,
here.
Right? There's
Right here, right here.
ceremonial, there's civil and moral. So ceremonial
Watch, right
laws
here.
we do not honor. Civil we consider. Moral
But
we
why?
absolutely do.
Why
Because
do humans
Did you see that?
okay.
decide what to follow in
Well,
God's
because
the one
Christ
and it's God's
actually,
word?
it's not us, it's not humans. So Paul actually authored in the book of Colossians
That's
that
a human.
right, inspired by the Holy Spirit, which wrote the Bible. The ordinances of Moses are nailed to the cross. Secondly, Christ our Lord repeated 9 out of 10 of the 10 commandments, and he said all the laws of the prophet hang upon the two teachings of Leviticus 19 and Deuteronomy 6. But now I equally have to challenge you with Scripture. In Luke 1,
Fidget spinners.
when Elizabeth
Oh my God.
came in contact with Mary, and both were babies, what did it say that John the Baptist
Stabby says, I bet her breath Worse than halitosis. Damn, bro.
Did.
I cannot tell you that.
He leapt.
What the?
Okay.
Do non-babies leap?
Amazing. That's amazing. What the?
What? This. I got the perfect one. You guys ready? Here we go.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman.
Satan is your daddy, woman. Satan is your daddy, woman.
I don't understand the question. I'm gonna be
Well,
honest.
isn't it a baby then worthy of protection if they're leaping?
I suppose. But
Yes, and it was the Greek word brephos, which literally means baby, intentionally used throughout. Hold on. In Jeremiah, it says, I knew you before you were in the womb. In Psalm, I think 139, it's one of the most intricate verses about the detail of our formation process as human beings. And finally, because of science, because of biology, we know that human life begins at that spark of new DNA. And God says, do not murder. And it's incumbent on Christians to therefore protect that life.
Flint, thanks for showing. Deshaun's right. Dude, Flint says, I can smell the cat piss. Totally.
Okay. So my biggest question is, I'm not saying that all abortion is valid. I feel like that's up for everyone to decide. But in the most, even if it's very small percentage, in the very small percentage that a baby is alive, but it has to be aborted for the sake of the mother, what do you think is the right
C-section.
thing?
What is a C-section?
A C-section is when you cut a mother's
Why
stomach
don't they
open.
do that instead of the abortion?
Because it could be equally as dangerous.
Wrong. It's much safer than an abortion and quicker.
Do you have evidence?
I mean, yes, it's self-evident.
Can you tell me?
I mean, again, there's plenty of people.
Evidence.
He has plenty of people that are in medicine can tell you, but like, to be very clear, think about it. Every hospital is equipped to do C-sections. You have to go to a specific place for an abortion, and a C-section. 1/3 out of everyone in this audience was born by C-section. C-sections save lives; they do not terminate lives. And so when they say we must abort the baby, thanks to modern technology, that's actually a false choice. You could take the baby out of the environment and try to save its life as a cesarean section.
What if when the C-section happens, the baby's not able to survive on its own no matter what?
Okay, well then that's a separate circumstance. It's like saying if the baby has a heart attack after the C-section, that's not a reason not to terminate it.
What do you mean?
If you have to give everybody a chance at life. You don't kill the baby in the womb just because you think that it's going to, well, it could hurt the mother. You take it out of that environment.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if they take the baby out and they know it's not going to survive regardless.
How do they know that post 22 weeks? You don't know that. There's miracles that happen every day in the neonatal in the neonatal intensive care unit. There's miracles that happen every day in NICUs.
And I agree, there's definitely, they don't know 100% for sure, but there's definitely probability through science, through biology, that they know, hey, this is more likely going to happen.
We don't do morals on probability.
I'm not saying it's morality. I'm saying probability of a baby is going to survive or not.
It doesn't matter. You don't terminate a life based on a probability of survival. Oh, you do? Interesting. You guys murder people based on probability of survival?
Oh my God, bro.
Interesting. So somebody on a ventilator should just be murdered? I mean, it's such incredible morality.
Would you keep someone on a ventilator for the entirety of everything else then?
It depends. There's two different things. There's no more and not yet. Once you reach the level of no more human interventions can improve this person's life or bring them back to a full life, that is a separate moral decision than not yet. When a human being is at not yet, which they are in the womb, you must do everything you can to make sure they get life. When a human being is at no more, it's a completely separate moral dimension and decision to make. No more and not yet are the ways to look at pro-life decisions. That make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Well, thank you for debating with me,
Thank you very much.
Don't agree to disagree.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, I didn't think I'd make it here, but...
What? Another one?
Okay, politics are meant to separate us. What do you think of that?
What?
Wrong.
Why?
Politics is the highest form of community because it blends sociality, sociability, and morality. We are political.
Nicole, thanks for coming. She says, I'm new here. Did you see Myron today at Penn State? If so, what's your opinion on this views? I have not seen it. Would love to put it up. I'm not opposed to putting it up next because he's doing that. He's following Charlie's footsteps on that. So I wouldn't mind putting it up. But look what we got here, bro. Oh my God.
Beings naturally. Politics actually is meant to bring us together. Look how everyone is brought together here.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm from Southern California. This is UC Riverside. This is in Southern California, and I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
In defense of the country and liberty and
What the? That's amazing. What the?
Oh.
freedom. This is actually a unifying event, not a dividing one.
Okay, but we've survived for millions of years without politics, or thousands, I'm sorry.
Wrong.
Deshaun, I agree. They're almost like different planets in some ways, but still, man. I mean, you know, they drive up here and hang out all out here. We see them, bro. They're out here.
Every civilization, every custom has always
man.
had some political structure. They've had kings, they've had pharaohs, they've had czars, they've had some sort of governing structure is
Okay.
political by nature.
But those weren't debating, you know, you didn't debate to have those kings.
Of course you did. You had debates all the time. Even in Jesus' time, the Sadducees debated the Pharisees and debated
How can he see, bro? Exactly. State line, I was thinking the same thing.
the Romans, and they debated the Sumerians, and they debated the Judeans. We are political beings by nature. Man is a political animal.
Okay, but why hasn't there been some sort of middle ground in between the two?
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, what?
Why hasn't there been a sort of middle ground in between the two?
I mean, I don't know, ask the left that. We found middle ground with some of these questioners. We brought a liberal up, and he was pro-trans, and we found middle ground on very important issues. No men and female sports and no castration of kids. We did find middle ground here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, this is the one that I posted, and this one's hard to watch sometimes at the very end. What he says at the end to Charlie is pretty fucking retarded. Listen to what he says here. Let me zoom back out because I was zoomed way in on this. Hold on. Let me zoom out. Here we go. You see how far I was zoomed, bro, here. And let's go. Listen to this one. This one is like, you're like, dude, where are these people coming from?
Were you rolling your eyes because they were saying USA?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, come on.
You're destroying America. You are actively contributing more to the decline of the American empire than every communist in history. Literally every
Let him talk.
Did you hear what he said? Listen to this. James says, this is a California cocaine interrupter. Dude, listen to what he says, bro. With his UC Riverside.
They were saying
This guy is a bio student. Listen to this.
USA.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, come on.
You're destroying America. You are actively contributing more to the decline of the American empire than every communist in history. Literally every left-wing, anti-war, anti-American activist.
I'm giving you space.
Yeah.
Allow him or her. I'm sorry, I don't mean to misgender you to talk. So.
Wow. So, first of all, I just want to congratulate you on the organizational strategy. I mean, just
Dude, Stabby says, what do you think about Newsom trampling the Second Amendment? He just banned Glocks? Really? I didn't know that. And all third-party models with a similar design. I had no idea that happened. I don't know if it did happen or if it passed. It can't be because I would have heard about it. We're not giving up Glocks and the stuff, anything that we have. And it's a sad day if that's happened for California, man. Holy cow.
figuring out, realizing, that none of you would not get, a tenth of this crowd if you actually just talked to students. So you had to bust in people from the retirement homes. I think that's really smart, actually. It's a sign of great intelligence that you decided to do that.
No one was bussed in, my friend.
Yeah, then... Wow. So, would you explain all the people with silver hair and, wrinkled skin?
Yes, they have cars and they drove to see us.
Yeah, wow. And these are UCR students.
You do know that boomers drive too.
Yeah, I do. Now, I just want to again, I feel it's really admirable that you're just getting, people who,
By the way, can you find one older person right here? I'm starting to look at it. Can you, Okay, yeah, wow, you found one. And by the way...
There's an entire crowd over there, man.
By the way, what is the criticism?
I just searched about the Glock thing, and I just found some information about it. And you may be right, dude. That's crazy. I don't know. We'll pull it up after this because this is a good one to listen to.
Represent Americans of all ages, from young to old. Why is that a bad
campus, dude? I've seen your tactics before, man. I know my school district. I've been to school district protests before. The people you send in to manufacture the belief that you're actually popular with the American citizenship, you import people from all over, man. None of these people are from Riverside
No one is
citizens.
imported. They all came by them. Find a single person. You know what this is? This is the left refusing to believe we're very popular on a liberal
Because
college
you're not,
campus
dude.
in California. He
Because you're not,
can't
man.
believe. He's like, he must be busing people in. He must be. There's no way that people actually want to.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Make America great
They
again.
literally don't, man. Look at the
Co-parter,
fucking
my
statistics.
friend. Co-parter, because we're very, very popular.
No, you're
But
not.
What's your question?
So I don't really have a question. I just want to say nothing you said so far has been even remotely accurate. Not a single argument you made from the
That's a lie. That's a lie.
census.
Beta male. Man, be a alpha male, not a beta male.
No, he's not, Jesse. Watch this. No, he's not.
A feminine man is a weak man because he's a woman. He's a beta.
No, he's not, Jesse.
Yeah, he's a beta.
No, he's not.
He is a beta.
The one that Trump illegally stopped to miscount California's population in order to deny us seats in the legislature. That's bullshit. I don't know, the environmental shit. Like, oh yeah, we should build more homes in Joshua Tree. We should bulldoze like endangered Joshua trees and get rid of wildlife reservations so we can build more like single family suburban homes. That'll solve the housing crisis, yeah? Because it's definitely nature reserves that are like holding up all of this usable land, which is right next to like major cities.
Can you
and
not
it's not
swear
in the middle
every
of
other
fucking
word?
desert.
Can you have a little bit more respect?
I don't know. Maybe I could have a bit more respect if you actually debated instead of just bringing on people who come here to. Like I don't know.
Hold on. I mean, would you like to debate, or do you want to swear every other word?
I mean, I don't know, man. Would you like to debate, or would you like to just get college students who agree with you on in front of you just to I don't know. I mean, obviously there are better places you could be doing this, but I'm not going to go into that. What I am going to tackle, for instance, is I don't know your abortion thing. You mentioned you think abortion is a scientific thing, like life starts at conception. That's
It does,
scientifically proven. How?
When does your
This right here, guys. Listen to this. Listen to this right here.
DNA start?
DNA start? Man, your DNA.
When is your DNA form?
Are you seriously
Listen to
arguing
this.
that the seat of the soul is DNA?
No, it's the beginning of the process of human development. When did your development begin as a human?
I mean, yes, I'm a bio student. I am aware of the process of gamete fusion, man. I know what a zygote is. That's not a that's not a moral qualifier.
Listen.
That's when. Wait, hold on. So, it's a human, and human development begins at conception. Therefore, human life begins at conception.
Human life begins. Oh my God. So, I'm sorry. What do you think the actual moral significance of a human is compared to any other kind of animal?
Well, first of all, we are the only beings that can blush, can show love, show empathy, compassion, and have a soul. A dog can feel pleasure and pain. We can do good from evil and right from wrong, and just from unjust. We and human beings are above the animals and below the angels, made in the image of our Creator, God Almighty.
Okay, one, that's not. Okay, one, there's Okay, one, that's founded in nothing, literally nothing. There is no soul. But two, I mean, even if it was, zygotes are not capable of any of that. Literally none of that.
Well, but why not?
I'm sorry. Do you seriously
They have a
expect?
soul.
Do you seriously expect me to believe
Regardless
that
of whether or not I can win you over on the soul, that's still a process of human development. There's a process where a zygote then becomes what you would call a fetus or a baby, and then it forms all the way in to an infant. Human development starts at a moment. We believe that the earliest moment of human development is worthy of protection. So I would ask you, when does human life begin?
This is what I was talking about. This part right here. Hold on. Just listen to this.
Well, I mean, so if you're, what do you mean? Are you talking about
when did your life begin?
So my life, in what sense? Do you mean literally define life, right now?
When did your life become worthy of protection?
In what sense? Are you talking about the metabolic?
I just did. And when did your life become worthy of protection?
When I became actually conscious and able to speak.
So able to speak. So 2 years old.
I think I was a bit earlier than that. Yeah.
No, babies usually don't speak till about year and a half. So if I murdered you at 6 months, that's okay?
Yes.
Dude.
And you're a bio student at UC Riverside?
Yes.
What about babies that never speak? Can I murder them?
Oh my God.
Now listen to this part.
So, disabled babies and people without that sort of intelligence, I'm not saying that like physical speech is a qualifier necessarily
Hang
for
on,
like,
it's coming.
Morality or whatever, or like moral significance, but some actual nervous activity, and I don't mean just like the fetus like thing in the womb. That's not a qualifier for like human life. Pigs are capable of that much. Like, are you a vegetarian or do you eat meat?
No, but again, animals will never reach the level of human
Here we
reason or
go.
consciousness.
Here we go.
A human is valuable because it is a human being.
And a disabled person also would.
Correct, and they're still valuable because they're a person. They're a human being. They're not a snake, they're not a lizard, they're not a toad, they're not a leopard. They're a human being, therefore worthy of protection.
Okay, so
let me ask you a question. Would
Right
you
here.
save 100 dogs' lives or 1 human life?
Right
One
here.
human
Watch
life?
this.
Why?
Well, I mean, it depends on the human. Obviously, I would save a trillion. So I would save 1 dog over your life, but
no. Tell me why a human. I want and well.
Did you get that part? I literally posted this myself. This was insane. Listen to what he says right here.
a trillion. So I would save 1 dog over your life, but
No, tell me why a human. I want, and we'll close with this. The fact that he's a bio student at this university shows the horrifying moral rot happening in higher education, and Trump should defund all these schools as evidence. Thank you very much.
So you're ending this right now? Okay.
We have a long line and we're running out of time. Thank you.
Wow.
I've heard a lot of things, but terminating a 9-month-old baby, that's something else.
Wow.
Just for context, I'm open.
I've never seen someone bring a whole laptop up to Charlie, but dude, that last one was, whoo, that was insane. I'd rather save 1 dog's life than yours, he said.
Into learning and being informed, but I do believe we have a disagreement when it comes to DEI. You think it stands for didn't earn it. Essentially that colleges are dropping the bar, but I think they're just opening the door. So for example, a recent Harvard analysis.
Miss Medication just brought me something. She does these things.
Nothing to show.
She says there's nothing to show them, but she makes these like weird things. I think she finds these like online on like Instagram, and like she's like, oh, let me try that. And look at what she made me.
It's so ugly.
These are, she says it's so ugly. These are literally bananas, like I think caramelized or heated up with chocolate, like little morsels on top. Like,
Tell them about your sweet tooth. Tell them
because I have a sweet tooth and I love something sweet, especially in the evening. Oh my God.
Analysis by Top Economics found that students from the wealthiest 1% of families are 13 times more likely to score in the 1300 plus range for the
Thank you.
SAT than students from the poorest families. And I don't think that's because rich kids are 13 times smarter, but it's because they have access to better schools, private tutors, test prep, everything, right? And according to the University of California, they show that family background accounts for 40% of the variance in SAT/ACT scores among UC applicants. I would also like to mention that the Diversity in Society's Leaders, the Casual Effects of Admissions at Highly Selective Private Colleges, a study shown by the National Bureau of Economic Research, that I think that if you think it's based on race, at times I think it's based on wealth. So legacy applicants, children of donors, and recruited athletes were significantly more likely to be admitted than other students with the same academic credentials. So yeah, elite schools like Harvard, legacy students are about 5 to 6 times more likely to be admitted than non-legacy students with similar SAT scores. Roughly 43% of white students admitted to Harvard from 2000 to 2015 fell into one of the 4 categories, right? Legacy, athletes, dean's interest list, or children of faculty or staff. 3/4 of these ALDC admits, 75%, would not have been admitted if evaluated only on academic credentials. My question is, I guess, do you believe that DEI could possibly not stand for diversity, equity, and didn't earn it, but can stand for actual diversity, that diversity of abilities? When you go into a job or to a school, they don't just ask for your SAT score. They ask what kind of clubs you were into. They ask you to submit an essay. They are a holistic academic review. So why why do you think it doesn't? It means didn't earn it? If maybe they got a less SAT score, but them as a person are just more well-rounded than the person who had all these tutors but did nothing outside of it.
What? Yeah. Tell me about. Do you
Stabby, I think you're right, bro, and I think she literally she kind of made the point for herself. But what I always say about DEI, I say a lot of things, but one of my favorite things to say is, dude, why are you picking on different races and ethnicities and minorities and colors and genders, females, because it helps females, and saying they're not good enough, they're not as good as you? You're literally being racist or misogynistic or whatever it is that the people on the left like to use. And so people, what they with DEI, they're saying, hey, you guys are not as good as us. You guys don't have the ability that we have. So we have to give you guys something special. We got to give you a short bus, so to speak, and so that you can somehow maybe have a chance. The problem with that is a lot of times, even the things that I can pull up video clips where people that are, let's just say, black, will be in a nice university or a great job position, and they will go into their job, walk around with their colleagues around them and think to themselves, well, hey, did I make it here because I earned it or because of the color of my skin? They've said this there's clips of this. Also, same thing in the schools. They'll walk around the schools and they go, well, are these people looking at me wondering if I actually earned it to be here in the school or because I'm here because of my skin color? It's not good all the way around. It's no good. Stop singling people out and saying they're not better than you by doing what you're doing with these programs, and then stop putting people in these situations where they don't even know why they are where they are. And they're wondering what the hell's going on.
You know anything about the Students for Fair Admission case, the Supreme Court case at Harvard?
I would love to hear about it.
Yeah. So basically at Harvard, Asian and white students, they basically got 200 to 400 points knocked off of their score versus black and Hispanic students. So it was disenfranchising white and Asian students. So if you support DEI, let's say you're in charge. Do you think that we should have all test scores be weighed the same? Or do you think that certain ethnic groups should get certain points because of their race?
I believe that we should acknowledge the fact that certain students have a different starting point, and I would love to give everybody the opportunity to
So how many points should a black student get over a white student in admissions?
I think that SAT scores and points shouldn't be the only thing referenced.
But you have to answer the question because the status quo...
But it's not that black and white.
It is. So it is because that's why affirmative action was struck down by the Supreme Court.
But we're not talking about affirmative action. We're talking about DEI.
DEI is an outgrowth. Affirmative action is an outgrowth of DEI and vice versa. But let me give you another example of DEI. Do you think if I say to a group, let's say of Hispanic and black people, if I say you people, is that a microaggression?
Say that again. I'm so sorry.
If I was talking to a group of Hispanic or black people and I happen to say you people, is that a microaggression?
I would think so, yes.
Okay, I think that's insane.
Why?
Because it's not a microaggression or racism to call any group of people you people. That's DEI in practice. So you guys might know about the group of clowns in the circus group of the Dean on F America thing. They fell apart in 1 week because one black woman called Dean and Parker racist because they were associated with a woman who called a group of black women you people, and they said you did not recognize microaggression. That's DEI in practice, where you could lose your entire job and your career for one misstatement. And you just showed it to me. Like, you think that's a microaggression to say you people to a group of Hispanic and black people? We should not be policing the speech of people. Instead, we should be caring about one thing, and that's merit and merit only when we put together our institutions.
But if you base it on meritocracy, like I said, you're initially bringing in wealthy people who have these tutors but aren't well-rounded.
So what? That doesn't mean anything.
James sent me something he wants me to play right now. Let's take a look.
It was a guy in the audience. Did you see the thing that he did? It was a guy in the audience. He goes, "Where's my gays for Trump? Where's my gays for Trump?"
Thank you very much. Where's gays for Trump? You don't look good.
Trump literally tells the guy. Trump says, "Where's my gays for Trump?" And the guy goes here, and he goes, "You don't look gay." What the hell?
Yes, the degree of how good your parents are matter. Yes. If you have good parents, you get something that people with bad parents don't get. That's applicable beyond college.
But with the people who score higher, let's say they didn't do anything, they are less likely to be able to take on challenges than the people who. Why wouldn't it matter?
Because
Wouldn't, as an
inherently,
employer,
you are penalizing those with good parents. The only way you can make this work.
You're not penalizing
Yes, you are.
them. No,
you are
you're not excluding them.
Not true. It is the only way. We see this. In order to elevate equity, you must compromise excellence. And that's fine if that's your position, because there's only so many spots, there's only so many places. And if you have a lot of qualified people and you want to try to get not as qualified people, you have to prevent the qualified people and elevate the unqualified people. That's what the Students for Fair Admissions case showed us.
You're thinking that DEI is versus excellence. I think DEI is for excellence.
Got it.
If
Show
you
me
look
one. One institution that got better the more it embraced DEI.
One institution that got better that embraced DEI.
That got smarter, more competitive, leaner, more productive, and that was better than it was 10 years ago.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry, my bad. I was reading the chat right here. Stabby says there is something called imposter syndrome, which DEI only props up. Kamala Harris is an excellent example of that in effect. Her record as a prosecutor is horrible. Imposter syndrome. I'd like to learn more. Tell me more. And there we go.
Are our
Okay, now I'm back.
airports more efficient? Are we landing planes better?
Somebody said I'd love to debate this guy. Who are you trying to debate? Me or who is this? I'd love to debate this guy. Who said that? I'd love to debate this guy. I don't know.
Are our airlines better? Is our government better? Is our schools better? Is our universities better? Show me one example. Is our public health authorities better? Show me one institution that's embraced DEI that has become better, more excellent than it was 20 years ago. It doesn't exist. DEI will destroy an institution from within.
Let me ask you another question. When COVID happened, they removed the SAT scores, yet the graduation rates for Harvard were still the same. Do you think that because of, with that being said, since ACT wasn't even considered, schools are accepting people with the potential to succeed? Because once you get in, you're still going off the same merit as everybody else.
A lot of people drop out that are, the problem with Harvard is that they now have professors, the ton of them that are saying they have to retake courses and remedial courses because these kids should never be here in the first place. And they happen to be a lot of black and Hispanic kids that were let in strictly because of the color of their skin. So I guess my question is, do you care about the racial makeup of a college?
The racial makeup of a college?
Like if a college was all white or all Asian, would that bother you?
I think it would stop them from being able to see different perspectives and thus improve their systems and improve the quality of their operation.
But why is diversity only skin color? Can't a bunch of white people also disagree?
Well, think of it this way: if I like my mom went to the hospital or something, and let's say her English is good, but her Spanish isn't. Her Spanish is good, but the English not so much, right? It would help that if a person who is Hispanic or no Spanish would be the one helping her. She'd feel more comfortable with that person because she understands and relates.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you're in America. You should learn English. I don't know what to tell you, but...
No, she is...
Good. I mean, I'm not trying to be insensitive or cruel.
English, but
yeah,
she would rather be with a Hispanic nurse versus one that doesn't, so she could speak comfortably.
As an organization, you must prioritize something. We think that excellence should be we must have an uncompromising pursuit and commitment to excellence and not equity. And we believe the more that we embrace this kind of culture of mediocrity, excellence will slip. And again, I could go through, at the core, DEI wants a lot of things, including racial quotas. Mm-hmm. We don't believe in racial quotas. Our best institutions would fall apart with racial quotas. Mm-hmm. We want excellence quotas and the best and the ones that earned it to be able to get in those positions. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your good faith conversation.
Wait, can I ask?
Really quick, we're running out of time. One last question.
Okay. So aside from DEI, I also wanted to ask you to confirm the murky gray area again with sexual assault. In a previous video, you mentioned that if there was two 19-year-olds, they were drunk, and then...
Yes, if they're intoxicated. So again, no means no, and stop means stop, but you would both agree, if two parties are intoxicated, there's gray area, right?
No, I don't.
Actually, yes, the law says that consent cannot be given or withdrawn if both parties or either party is intoxicated. That's the law. The law here in California is that if one party is intoxicated, it is rape by either the woman or the man. That's gray area. So did you know that if you have sex with an intoxicated person, you're a rapist? Did you know that?
I didn't.
That's what the law says. That's what I meant by gray area. I encourage people to look into that because when it's past 2 a.m. and both parties are intoxicated, by law, they're actually both committing rape. According to California law and national law in every state, if one or both parties are intoxicated, consent is not a thing. You are not allowed to have sex with that person under that circumstance.
Okay, so then, to you, then it's not a gray area. It's sexual assault by law.
No, I'm not willing to call every single person that's had sex while they're drunk a rapist. Are you?
Well, if the girl is saying no.
They're both intoxicated. So what they say is irrelevant. That's the point. And no one wants to talk about this, is that according to the law, intoxication removes consent. Literally, you are not allowed to give, receive, deny, or remove consent if you are intoxicated. So the example that I was giving in that viral clip was very clear. Two people that are intoxicated post 2 a.m., who is right, who is wrong, case-dependent gray area, all while saying under normal circumstances, no mean no and stop means stop. But let me ask you another question. Do you think if two 18-year-olds are sitting on a park bench and the man goes in for a kiss with the girl and it's unwanted, did he commit sexual assault?
Did he ask?
Did the man commit sexual assault to try to kiss a girl?
Did he ask? Did he ask?
So let me be clear. A man has to ask a woman verbally before he has to kiss a girl. Is that your position?
He can either ask or she can make it very known that, like, she backs away.
How can she make it known? How can she, without talking, how can she make it known?
She can back away.
Dang.
She can make a face. Same thing if they were
Dang.
drunk. Like,
you want to know why romance has left this country? You have to ask before you kiss somebody on a first date. Excuse me, can I kiss you? Really?
I think it'd be kind of romantic.
Oh my God, bro.
Do you understand?
But either way, I think
No,
regardless,
just be clear.
there is way to do it non-verbally.
She's looking for a beta, dude. She's talking about beta men.
Beta man.
Honey, or not honey. Excuse me, would it be all right if I gave you a kiss? It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Well, hold on, non-verbally. So it's like a mind trick?
No,
Does that hold up in court non-verbally?
I'm backing up. You keep getting closer. I don't know why.
But hold
I'm
on. If you do it verbally, stop, don't get near me. I'm talking about two people that are next to a park bench and they're having a good time.
She can scooch.
Oh, she can scooch.
She can scooch
And the
away.
guy goes in for a move. He's a sexual assaulter.
No.
That's what, to be consistent, unwanted kisses, unwanted sexual advance is a sexual assault.
The difference is that one of them is removing consent and the other
But
one
she didn't say
even
anything.
realize that he was asking for
She didn't.
consent.
They're having a nice time. He thinks that he's getting the signals. He misreads it. All of a sudden, we're willing to call that guy at 18 years old a sexual assaulter because he went in for a move?
I'm saying that the difference between that situation and the sexual assault is that she removed consent versus the person who they didn't realize that they were trying to initiate consent.
No, but I'm saying, though, in order for you to be consistent, that has to be sexual assault. And I'm not willing to call the millions of boys across the country going in for their first kiss guilty of sexual assault. I think that's insane.
But you're willing to call it a murky gray area for the men who are drunk and pinning down women even though they're saying no?
I never said that. Hold on, let's recap. You're not listening.
You be consistent.
I said no means no, stop means stop, but intoxication, there is no consent. I've said that. And we must be morally clear and legally clear. People don't know that. According to the law, if one or both parties is intoxicated, consent does not exist. We don't teach our kids that. Every time you go to a drunk frat party and someone is intoxicated, woman or man, and they have sex, they are then the victim of rape. I'm not willing to say that 30 million people then commit rape. And yes, that's the point. There's a lot of nuance.
State line, she's not spoiled, bro. She's raised in California.
And case dependency to these issues. And
which in some way, I guess, they're kind of almost the same.
Fortunately, I don't think you meant to. You've exhibited why young men are moving right so dramatically because they don't want to be called rapists at every turn because they made one unwanted advance to a woman at a party. Thank you very much.
This is California, bro. You got a bunch of feminists everywhere running around, and I'm from here. I'm surrounded by it. Feminists running around saying, "I don't need no man. I don't who's that? I don't need this guy's. I don't need a man who all this kind of stuff," and are acting like this, where they are not down or whatever to meet men like that. They want beta men, and then they run around afterwards saying, "How come I can't find a real man?" That's the
Thank you.
Sad reality of California.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yes, ma'am. How are you?
She's really young.
Good. How are you?
What's your name?
Dakota.
Nice to meet you, Dakota. How old are you?
I'm 11.
Amazing. Give it up for Dakota being here today.
So, I'm pro-life. I'm a fiscal conservative. And I know I want to get into politics when I grow up. I don't want to get into massive debt for a political science degree. What concrete steps can I take now in order to achieve the goal of doing my part to make America great again?
Well, great.
Wow.
You should go to Hillsdale College, America's greatest college, and start studying now. Start taking classes, reading books. You have to be in charge of your own education, and the fact you're thinking like this at 11 is a great sign. God bless you, and the future is very bright. Thank you. Do you want a hat?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Hi, Charlie. I'm Nala Ray. It's so nice to be here today. So I was one of OnlyFans top models for the last 5 years.
Did she just say OnlyFans top models for the last, what years? Hold on, let's go back. Hold on.
So I was one of OnlyFans top models for the last 5 years.
You don't say.
And I got saved, and I radically gave my life to the Lord and gave that life up.
Praise the Lord.
So I want to know, would you support a ban on porn in America, and what would you do to make that happen?
Unfortunately, I don't think it's legal, but absolutely. I mean, first of all, porn is no different than a digital opiate and an addiction. I mean, we've seen states that have made it harder to access, and porn rates have gone down.
Yeah.
But you were once an OnlyFans model.
Yeah.
What would you have to say to the danger and the damage that does to young people?
Honestly, so much. It depends on sex as well. It has different effects on men than it does women. Like for men, it shuts them down. They don't know how to be in good relationships. They don't know how to treat women. For women, it's all emotional. And they just continue to get compared to the women in porn. You know,
Correct.
so honestly, I'd say some self-control would go a really long way, which is also one of the fruits of the Spirit. So I think America needs a revival right now. That's what I think.
Praise the Lord. Stay there for a second. I have a message.
And again, this is California. We got all shapes and sizes, man. We got everything you can imagine under this California sun.
Message to men, and then I want you to give a message to women. Men, if you are consuming OnlyFans, it is no different than you going out with a prostitute every night. The only difference is that you guys get to hide behind some screen. You are contributing to the dehumanization and delegitimization of millions of young women
You're
that are nothing
supplying the
more.
demand.
You are supplying the demand of the new online sex trade, and you need to stop doing it and repent in front of God for contributing to this awful cancer of selling your body for cash online.
Amen.
That is my message to men. What is your message to women that sell their bodies online?
Honestly, you're so much more worth it than that. I don't know who hurt you in your life, if you have daddy issues, mommy issues, but you were made for so much more in the eyes of God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is it. Mic drop.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, Charlie. All right. So what I believe is that healthcare is a human right. So we need free healthcare, aka universal healthcare.
Okay, define healthcare.
It's a. Oh, you're trying to pigeonhole me right now.
Define what you think should be free.
Define all humans should have healthcare, regardless if
What
they're
is healthcare?
the right to see a doctor.
At any time for any reason?
Yes.
Paid for by somebody else.
Paid by the rich.
So what?
We should believe.
Hold
we
on,
should
time
tax
out,
the
time
rich.
out. Is abortion healthcare?
Yes.
Got it. So we should pay for other people's abortions. Got it.
Yes.
Is breast augmentation healthcare?
Yes.
Okay, so we should pay for everyone's boob jobs. Got it. So is yeah, he will.
What?
Yeah. Is massage therapy healthcare?
Yes.
Okay, so we should pay for everyone massages. Got it. Is acupuncture healthcare?
Yes.
Got it. So basically, healthcare is not actually immediate needs; it's lifestyle.
Well, here's the thing, though. In Europe, healthcare is free.
Nope, you got to define
Well,
it. You
here's
said
the
anytime
thing,
you see
though.
a doctor. So just be clear, under your way of living, everyone, the rich would have to pay for everyone getting massages, acupuncture.
90%.
Okay, so, again, so let's just, I want to make sure we're clear, including abortions, at any time that people want.
Yes.
Got it. Who is rich?
Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and I want to add this in. The upper income people like doctors, surgeons, they should pay.
How much?
Oh, for the doctors and surgeons?
What should the tax rate be for someone making $1 million a year?
65%.
Got it. So let's play that out in California. If you are in California, if you earn $1 million a year and 65% of it goes to the federal government, 13% goes to the state government, then you have property tax, sales tax. So therefore, 85% of everything you earn. So making $1 million a year, you keep $150,000. Is that fair?
Yes.
What? What are we talking about?
This is on full display what they want to do. They want to take 85% of your money if you happen to be successful.
Remember what Reaganomics did to the working class and the middle class.
Reagan never had an 85% tax rate on anybody. But if you count sales tax, county tax, local tax, death tax, we tax every single portion of it. The problem is not that we don't have enough taxes. The problem is that government is too big, spending our money on stuff that does not matter, that the private sector can do a much better job of. A much better job of. And so you say healthcare is a right, you can't even barely define it. No, I don't think that you, if you work hard, should pay for someone else's massages.
All right, so let's say if you're a lower income, let's say if you grew up in a lower income family, would you want free healthcare as well?
First of all, nothing is free. It's paid for by somebody else. Secondly, we already have Medicaid. There's a lot wrong with it. We already have the VA system. There's a lot wrong with it. And the point being is this. We should try to get people off government benefits, not on government benefits. We should try to make sure we have less people on the government dole, not more people on the government dole. And socialized healthcare would be a disaster for this country. It would be a catastrophe.
No, it's not. Bernie Sanders and AOC said it's not.
Oh, got it. So it must be true. All right.
I support them.
I'm sure you do.
I'm sure you do, bro. I'm sure you do, little bro.
As Donald Trump would say, they're not sending their best. They're not sending their best.
What's going on, Charlie? My name's Luke. I am a 23-year-old Christian conservative man. Thank you. And I'm not here to debate you, but just to ask you for some advice. I married my beautiful wife last year at the age of 22. Thank you. And I just want to say I respect and admire, I've been watching from a distance, how your ability to lead your family, your beautiful wife, your beautiful children. And as a young man pursuing a marriage, I just want to ask if you had any advice on how I can pursue and maintain a God-centered marriage for the rest of my life.
And thank you for that. Number one, God must always come first from your spiritual disciplines. Honor the Sabbaths and turn off your phone for 1 day a week. Go to a church, a good Bible-based church. We have many of the pastors here that teach the Word of God verse by verse. And also understand that it's external things of the flesh like alcohol or porn or drugs or other temptations that will take down your marriage. You as the husband must constantly be at guard of things, and also over shopping, over indulgence, too much credit cards, idolatry of vacations. You must guard the family from those things seeping in. So understand the order. It's God and then the marriage, and those things will bless your marriage from the devil who tries to undermine it and usurp your holy union.
I love it. Thank you, Charlie.
God bless you, man. Thank you.
Dude, I don't know. Those of you that are just tuning in, you probably don't know. Some of the other guys know this already. I stopped drinking the day Charlie Kirk died. I didn't have a drinking problem. I just decided to stop at that time because Charlie didn't drink. And our president, Mr. Donald Trump,
the great white hope,
he also never drank. So I figured, why not me?
Charlie Kirk, it's really you, man. I've been following you since George Floyd, that whole thing went down. I want to preface my question by saying I voted for Donald Trump, but when students say that Donald Trump wants to rule like a fascist and then deports people like Abrego Garcia without due process, I wanted to ask you, how can you call yourself an American patriot when the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that the deportation was unlawful and that they are ordered to facilitate his return and haven't?
How can I call myself an American patriot? Because a MS-13 gang member, wife-beating, child-abusing foreign citizen was sent back to his country of origin? Pretty easily. That's what American patriots
Thank you, Nicole.
do. Secondly, the Supreme Court did not say that. They said 9-0, that there was an administrative error, that he could have been sent to any country except El Salvador. The fact was not that it was wrong that he was deported. It was just the fact that he was deported to the one country you cannot be deported to. Finally, I don't understand the emphasis and the concern and the hyper-pathological fixation on why a foreign citizen who is a gang member gets all of the attention of the American left while you, the American people, have been ignored by them over the last 30 years. It's creepy and it's bizarre.
There are a lot of criticisms to be made that we have been ignored, but at the end of the day, number one, the 14th Amendment grants due process.
Wrong.
Yes, it does.
Not under the Alien Enemies Act. That's incorrect. Alien Enemies Act does not give you the same due process rights. Number one.
He can. Okay.
Number two, it was still underway while that happened. Number two, the Supreme Court ruled in 2019 under the Expedited Removal Act that you do not get full due process rights if you're within 100 miles of the border or 14 days of entry. And then number three, do you think that we should have 21 million trials for all the illegals that the Democrats lend in?
To take each point, number one, the Alien Enemies Act can only be invoked if there's, I believe, reason to suspect war, or if there's.
Yes, we've been invaded the last 4 years. So yes.
You can't just say that.
Yes, you can.
A court has.
Tren de Aragua and MS-13 invaded this country the last 4 years. We have material proof to show that. What's your next point?
Okay, that has to be proven in a court of law. But my next point is.
No, it does not. You could do it and then you prove it. The point is the president has full authority to invoke the AEA.
You can do it and then you can prove it?
Yes, that's correct. The commander, for example, the commander-in-chief has unilateral war powers acts within 90 days to be able to defend the country of the Asian invasion or incursion or war. For example, the president doesn't have to go in front of a judge if all of a sudden he wants to defend ourselves against Saddam Hussein or whomever, North Korea attacking the country. The president is the commander-in-chief who can act unilaterally under Article 2 to defend our country against invasion. You don't have to go to a court first to get permission.
No, she was agreeing with Charlie, saying that it's creepy the way these guys think.
To act as commander-in-chief. That's insane.
Okay.
What's up, Green Substance?
I'm not sure if that's true, but I'll take that for the case.
Of course it's true,
For the case of argument, the Supreme Court still ruled that they have to facilitate his return. They have not. Why haven't they?
They asked. It's El Salvador. They said no.
The Supreme Court says they have to facilitate his return.
They don't control El Salvador. I'm sorry. They don't control El Salvador.
So we can send people to El Salvador, but we can't bring them back?
Yes, we don't control El Salvador.
But
it's not our country.
So we can send people there?
You mean, wait, hold on. You mean we sent an El Salvadorian back to El Salvador?
Against the law.
Wrong. It was an administrative error. It was not against the law. It's not against the law.
There was a 2019 court ruling.
Good to have you back, Green Substance. And guys, how do you guys like it? Today, and this session only, I made it to where chat is only subscribers only. It feels nice. It seems a lot better, I think.
Dave M. Jones, that he has a withholding of.
They could go to any country except El Salvador. We acknowledge it was the one country he should not have been sent to. It was not an illegal deportation. The judge said, this is your final warning, Mr. Garcia. You could be scooped up at any time and sent to any country except El Salvador. So, ironically, if we would have sent him to the Congo, Gitmo, North Korea, it would have been perfectly fine, which would have actually been foreign prisons. We actually did him the accommodation of him going home. Thank you very much. Next question. We're running out of time. Yes.
What's up, Charlie? First thing I want to say.
Awesome, guys. Glad to hear. Hell yeah. Thanks, Jen. State Line.
Hey,
Thank
I'm
you.
a big fan. I've been following you
And
for
Random.
a long time. My question is about birthright citizenship. I completely understand it. I think I am a little confused, though. How could we get rid of birthright citizenship if we...
Yeah, it's a good question. Last time it was heard was in the late 1890s. It was about the children of permanent residents. They've actually not heard a case in the recent times around the children of illegal aliens.
Okay.
A permanent resident is something different than an illegal alien.
Okay.
Solid.
How could we get rid of birthright citizenship?
The Supreme Court
if,
has to rule on it.
If we use the same argument that the child is its own human being with its own human rights for abortion.
Yeah,
so shouldn't it
you don't
be
have a right to citizenship. You have a right to life.
Got it. So you disagree with birthright
Giving them a
citizenship
U.S.
as
passport.
okay.
Yes, I do. I do not believe in birthright citizenship. Yes.
What's a slow mode, Random?
How you doing, Charlie?
We're gonna move fast, so I apologize in advance.
Okay, sure thing. So first of all, just really quickly, I just wanted to preface this and say that I'm conservative. I also play music. I'm a musician, and I just wanted to know, since so much of the music industry is very much on the left wing and all of that stuff, if Turning Point is going to try and expand more in that direction, and if there's anything that people like me
Not
can
so
do
much, but we need more conservatives in the arts because modern music, modern art, modern drawing are terrible and ugly because the left at its core, their worldview is terrible and ugly. We need music that lifts up, that points up, that glorifies God, and cares about the good, the true, and the beautiful. And thank you for being in the arts,
What do you
man.
think that people like me can do?
You mean where people have to wait like 5 minutes or something after they subscribe before they can start posting, start commenting in the chats?
In order to like get our voices.
Find other conservative artists, build a community, and find ways to collaborate. Art flourishes in community. Find people that can do that. Thank you so much. Good next question. Thank you. Again, I apologize in advance. We're running out of time. Yes.
Thank you, Charlie. My name's Ben. I want to say I think you cooked Hassan in that debate a couple years ago, but yeah, I'm not Republican, I'm not conservative, but I'm pretty independent. My question is, I think Trump currently, a lot of his rhetoric, I agree with some of what he's doing, but I think a lot of his rhetoric is destroying our reputation across the planet, and that I think it's essentially it's pushing our country into a decline. I think China's taking a lot of where we currently stood and where we stood in the past.
Okay, I mean, what about his rhetoric, and why does that matter, and what's the relevancy to this?
Well, I mean, my problem is you have a lot of a lot of the people on his side that are going to Europe. They're saying Europe is this place where, I mean, look at a lot of what JD Vance said in that chat, and I mean, you could agree with it or not, but I mean, the point is he talks about Canada this way. We're pushing Canada into this point where Canada absolutely despises us.
Would you rather have him do things you like or say things you like?
I'd rather both.
Okay, what actually matters 40 years from now? What a president says or what a president does?
Well, I think what matters in 40 years is China's going to be taking our position.
It has nothing to do with his rhetoric. President Trump's rhetoric towards China is refreshing. It's new. Joe Biden literally slept as a brain-dead idiot for 4 years on China. Donald Trump has woken up with China.
Agree.
Well, I'm just saying, what he's actually said on China is really good. I encourage you to look at it. Next question. Yes, thank you.
Dude, Charlie Kirk is in fast mode. I like this, dude. Good call in the slow mode. I'll look at that when chat gets crazy, like when you guys say when we get up to like 500K subs or something nuts, bro. We'll probably need some kind of slow mode so we can all be engaged. Because I am wondering what I'm going to do when chat gets nuts and I won't be able to read everyone's chat because I love having the dialogue with you guys. That's literally like 90% of what I love about doing this. Yes, Deshaun, let's go 5K, bro. We're almost there. Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yep. I'm not trying to be...
But Charlie in fast mode, when he's running out of time, he's good. He fucking gets to the point and boom, 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 you know?
A jerk, by the way, it's just timing. Thank you.
Hi, Charlie. I've been following you for a long time. Huh? Oh, sorry. My question for you is it fair to assume everyone protesting Palestine freedom supports Hamas?
No.
No? Well, that's
Thank you. Next question. But some do. This will be the last question.
Hello, Mr. Charlie Kirk. So I have a question about Christianity and with all of the language in the Bible about supporting the foreigner and supporting the poor,
yep,
and all of that has come out of, let's say, the social gospel and things like that, why is it not reasonable for Christians to end up with left-leaning politics or liberal politics or progressive politics?
Well, because the Bible equally, if not more, talks about order and structure and borders. The entire book of Nehemiah is around building the wall. And 1 Corinthians says that God is a God of order. And understand that, is it telling the state to do that or the person to do that? We should all care for the poor personally, individually, and through our churches. Is it the role of the state? That is to be debated. Equally, if you're on the left, you're also denying God's design of male and female, God's design of where life is created at conception. You're also at war with this idea of the proper role of the state. And let's just say this, the bigger the government, the smaller the citizen and the smaller the church. We see this in Europe. As government gets bigger, the church gets smaller. And so while I'm not going to say that there's the misunderstanding of Scripture is that government is here to save you. We believe that God is here to save you. We believe government should be small but strong to do moral and righteous and good things while we're here on this earth for God's purposes. But we want the church to be big and the government to be small. Final thought. This is the last question of the tour.
But do we want the government...
Good call, James. Not a bad idea. And you guys are talking about Hassan, man. I want to see this debate with Charlie and Hassan. I haven't seen this thing. And what the little that I've seen of Hassan, I also don't like the guy. Let's just put it that way.
To partake in the things that the church is influencing in society, right? Like we want our government right now, like to protect liberty, freedom, things that we think come from the Bible.
Those are proper roles of government.
We don't think that the government should also be a part of the well-being of society.
It doesn't
in a way
do it. A, it doesn't do a good job of it. B, it's not a good scope of it. For example, the states with the biggest government have the most homeless and the most suffering. California has more money than knows what to do with, built tens of billions of dollars. You got more homeless than any other state, more wealth inequality. Just because government is big under the auspice of helping people doesn't mean people are actually helped. If you cared about your neighbor and cared about the poor, you would cut government programs and give them jobs and actually have them go to church and do the social welfare through churches and through charities, not through government.
Okay, I agree with you there. So then you would completely disavow liberation theology.
Absolutely. Liberation theology is garbage. Absolutely.
It's rooted in Marxism.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay,
and I'm not a Catholic either, so I mean, yeah.
Same. So then the other point that I have that I disagree
Last
with you
point,
on,
we gotta
I
go.
really disagree with you on the mass incarceration piece, right? Blacks, we do more crime, and I like to say Negroes. I like to say Negroes because black is too expensive.
I wouldn't say that, but you can say that.
It's too expensive because you got Africans, you got all different type of. But here's the thing, though. The reality is that mass incarceration came from a place of like this hard stance on crime and the war on drugs, which
Which worked.
you would argue. Well, you would arguably you should argue that like even Donald Trump and his administration saw something about that as he passed the First Step Act, right? The reality is that not everybody who's incarcerated deserves to be incarcerated. We do incarcerate people more harshly. We do have old people in prison. There's a lot of.
We should have longer prison sentences. I mean, the average rapist only serves 4 years in jail.
Well, I'm talking about nonviolent offenders.
Okay, but
and the reality that this is based in the war on drugs.
Nonviolent. It depends on what they were non.
Before the 70s, it was like 20,000 women in prison. Now it's over 300,000, which is like women aren't that violent as much compared to men.
But you could do a lot of harm outside of being violent.
Well, the reality is that, but mass incarceration was not necessarily.
But let me prove it to you. Do you know only half of murders in Chicago get solved? That means half of all the murderers are still walking in Chicago. Evidence we don't have enough people in prison. You might be right about some of the lesser crimes of nonviolent stuff, but we actually have a over-compassion problem for violent offenders in this country.
The thing, and one of the things that I'm trying to encourage is that I'll let you know, I agree with you. I voted for Donald Trump.
Thank you. Good for you.
I believe in most everything, 90% of everything that you say.
Thank you.
I think that your
And
conversation
that's what this is all about.
Your conversation with Jordan Peterson most recently kept me, gave me this illumination about the reality that there needs to be some sort of yin-yang between the sides, and that when we're in this sort of a silo here, we lose the reality that we need that revelatory space of justice that needs to happen in our society, even though we need the structure and the order. We need laws. We need people to be in prison when they're doing things wrong in society, but we also need to understand this. There's a lot of people who are in prison who probably shouldn't be. And a lot of people have been affected.
I wouldn't say a lot, but some. But
I wouldn't blame all right, I wouldn't blame black people's peril to slavery or Jim Crow.
Fair enough.
I know that we were on an economic
You're being
incline.
honest.
And so I'm honest with that, and this is the reason why I voted for Trump, and the reason why, I'm a registered Republican now.
God bless you, man.
Can I get that 47?
Yes,
that
you,
white
sir.
47?
Yes, you can.
Can you sign it?
Thank you. I will. I want to thank you. You have the great honor. You are the last question of what has been a historic, incredibly viral campus tour. And you were respectful, and what a great way to end. Thank you, my friend, and God bless you, Riverside. Thank you guys so much.
All right, guys. So that's a good point you guys bring up. We definitely want to probably bring more mods on before we slow it down. I agree with that, and I like what I think it was James said. He said have mods call out good points of discussion, when it gets crazy, so that we can have it discussed like that. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, guys. So we are gonna end with Jordan Lee Peterson. Just to finish it off, you know how much we love Jordan Lee Peterson. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Sorry, he just mentioned Jordan Peterson. And then another question I have for you guys: do you guys, what are your guys' thoughts on Nick Fuentes? Do you guys want to see some Nick Fuentes or not? Just real curious. We'd need a better system of tagging you, Medi. Yes, of letting me know. Yeah, absolutely. Are you guys down for Nick Fuentes or no? No? Yes? No?
New York and talk to a first-time caller, Asmaram. Asmaram, welcome to the show. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding you on the air.
Yeah?
Hey, Jesse. My
How
question
you?
is, why do you feel the need to kowtow to white supremacists?
And what do you mean?
You said, and I quote, you said exactly about slavery. Thank God and white people for slavery. That is something white supremacists would say. Why do you feel the need to kowtow to them?
And why is it that I'm kowtowing down to them by saying what I think about it?
You think slavery was a good thing?
Yes.
Oh, man. I think this Nick Fuentes might be a good time. Let me do a quick Nick Fuentes. Let's see here, dude. Hold on here. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. I gotta watch. Yeah, we gotta see. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, he calls out Charlie Kirk. Let's go right here.
And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, I don't want your support.
Not that. Where is my Nick Fuentes? Where's the clip that I'm looking for? Man. We watched this one, right?
So I didn't notice you at first, but then that's when I noticed you in the blue hoodie, and you were smiling. You looked so proud of him.
On InfoWars, I was like, this Israel. But Israel said we have this persistent problem on our northern border with Lebanon because Lebanon has.
They helped found the.
Some blacks. Nick Fuentes, yeah. This one right
I
here.
think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling.
Damn, they got music on that
Reason
one.
that we talk about this, by the way, I know a lot of black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being.
All right, Jen. Good having you. Didn't talk to Jen. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you so much. Thanks again for all your help today, dude. Guys, give it up for Jen, man. She really held it down for us. Her and State Line, dude. Thank you guys so much. Didn't Nick talk smack about Steve Crowder? If I'm not mistaken, that's a tough go. I'm Team Crowder all day. Yeah, that's a tough one. Let's do this. Let's go back to my. I gotta call it a night pretty soon, but I want to finish it off with Jesse Lee. This was a good convo. It's one of those that Jesse kind of triggers quite a few people. But here, check this out. We'll go from here.
Yeah. Why do you feel the need to kowtow to white supremacists?
And what do you mean?
You said, and I quote, you said exactly about slavery. Thank God and white people for slavery. That is something white supremacists would say. Why do you feel the need to kowtow to them?
And why is it that I'm kowtowing down to them by saying what I think about it?
You think slavery was a good thing?
Yes.
What? Why?
That's a good question. I think it was good in that those were the times, and it allowed us to be born in America, the greatest country on this side of heaven. We were allowed to be born here rather than sneaking across the borders or having to fill out an application and wait for years or take a test, which we would have never passed, by the way. But take a test. And so rather than, and all cultures have been enslaved in one form or fashion or another, right? And so rather than whimpering and whining and begging, especially blacks today who don't even know anything about slavery, they have freedom to do what they want. Instead of complaining, I would show my appreciation to the folks who died and sacrificed their lives that I might be born in the greatest country in the world. So even though slavery looked like it was a bad thing, it turned out to be good for us because we could be stuck in Africa somewhere.
But wait, why do you have to liken it to being on a crowded airplane? That's what you said about slave ships. Why do you have to trivialize it?
That's another good question. You know how when the slaves were coming over? And
yes,
Stabby says, when you get the Discord set up, if you start taking calls for the show, I'll educate you about Fuentes. I've known about him since the days of the kill stream on YouTube. I'm down, man. I'm down to do it. We got Discord set up, bro. So we're getting going on that. So good looking out, man. I'm happy to have you on. James Henry says slavery is as old as man's social development. Yep, absolutely, literally is. It happened across the world, and it apparently still is happening across the world. But Stabby, check out my memberships, bro. I got membership set up, and we're already getting going. It's my channel is Medication. And I have what's called the microdose, the lowest price one. It brings us all together so we can chat on Discord and get more kind of personal on that level.
they were like, right.
And I love to have you on, bro. Absolutely.
Down at the bottom of the boat there. And if you, I don't know if you ever been on an airplane. When you ride in the back of the plane, it's like riding on a slave ship. The seats are so close together, And
Jesse.
they don't feed you anymore back there. I think they're changing that now, but they don't feed you. And you could be sitting next to fat people, people who are musty, haven't bathed or anything like that. And so what we did was we created a slave ship to send the blacks back who are complaining about this country rather than showing them, giving to the country. We created a slave ship, and it's the same type of ship that they came over here on, so that if they...
I want to definitely learn more about him, and I hate watching those kind of videos without you guys, because they're videos I want to watch with you guys in real life. Like, I want to be reacting at that moment with you guys, not watch it and then come with you guys and watch it again.
They want to go back, we'll send them
I hate watching videos before I watch them with you guys.
back.
But you do know at least half of the people on the slave ships end up dying because of starvation and disease and stuff like that. It's a little different than an average airplane, don't you think?
Well, nowadays it's possible to die on an airplane, but
most
I
people
do
don't.
understand that, and that's the reason. And that's the reason that I'm living upright as a black American, to show my appreciation to those folks who died on those ships, that I might be here.
It's okay.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all?
No, it doesn't. But
So is it better to show your appreciation or to complain the rest of your life?
I'm not a supporter of black people keep on complaining, but I'm saying when
But
you
which
realize
is
the
better?
person,
Which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
nobody's. I'm
No,
not.
I'm
I show
asking
my
you a question.
appreciation to
I'm
America.
not saying you are. Which is better, to show your appreciation or to complain?
I'm not going to appreciate slavery. No,
And why not?
because millions of your ancestors, not mine. I'm an immigrant, but millions of your ancestors.
Where are you from?
Well, I mean, I grew up here, but I was born in Africa.
Oh. And so
Yeah.
you're mad at me for showing my appreciation, and you don't even know you never. That
can show
doesn't
your
even make
appreciation
sense.
What doesn't make sense is for black men to
Here
say
you are
slavery
from
was a good thing.
Africa. You came over here freely, right?
Yeah.
And you're
And
doing
I show-
and you're
and I
doing
show my
well, right?
appreciation. And I show my
And
appreciation.
you're
I
doing
don't
well,
go-
right?
Yeah, and I show
Well,
my
who are
appreciation.
you to tell me I can't appreciate my own country? This is
I
not
never
even your
said- I-
country.
No. I said you.
I
you
can't
don't show
believe
your-
you.
Yo, I said you cannot show appreciation to slavery.
I can't
okay?
believe
didn't-
you, man. I
I
bet
did
you're
not
doing
say-
well, right?
I did not say you shouldn't show your appreciation for the country. I said you don't show appreciation for slavery.
Why
okay,
not?
let me tell you this.
Why not?
Wait, the Holocaust is a bad thing.
No,
correct?
why, no. Why not show appreciation for slavery? It allowed me to be born in this country.
You could have been born here. You could have immigrated here if it wasn't for slavery.
I don't know that.
What? Millions of
No,
white
I
people
don't
were-
know that.
Manuel, who doesn't sound African? And Stabby, yeah, I don't know enough about Fuentes. I just saw a couple of clips, and there's some things that I already agree with of what he said, and some things that I'm just like, whoa, I never thought of that like that. So I'd love to learn more.
Well,
Nick Fuentes is trying to appeal to the anti-Semite conservatives. Oh,
so
yeah, I don't like anti-Semitism personally.
would you rather be? Wow. If you went through slavery, then I'm telling you, you would have a completely different view, sir.
I know about slavery better than you do. I grew up on a plantation. You came here freely.
Are you still in the plantation?
So what?
You still in the plantation, apparently.
But you should be ashamed of yourself. You come to my country and going to tell me how I should act about my country.
No, I said
That
you
is
should not-
where you, I can't believe you, man.
Wait, let me tell you something.
How are you
Was the
going to come
Holocaust
to
a bad
my
thing? Hold on,
country and tell me how I should be acting about my country?
Was the Holocaust a bad thing?
That's
Yes or no?
neither here nor there.
No, I'm just asking you. I need your opinion.
I don't know. I didn't go through the Holocaust. I'm talking about the slavery thing that the black folks went through.
So which was okay? So if a Jew said, "Oh, the
What kind of
Holocaust
work? What type of work do you do?
was work," I'm in college.
And see there? So you came here to my country, and did you volunteer and come here, or did someone make you come?
Well, I was very little when I came here, so it wasn't
Who brought you here?
my parents who are citizens.
Do they know?
yeah.
They know that you're going along with these black Americans who were born here? Do your parents know? Do they know what you're doing?
I'm not going along with anyone.
You sound just like them.
I don't appreciate the sins of this country.
You sound, and then go back to Africa.
All right, let's go.
Hold on, man. Lord have mercy.
I just looked up Mr. Metakor or whatever.
Metakor. First time I call out of New York.
I got to check it out.
You have heard white people talk about bringing back slavery?
Not really, no.
Then why do you say that you call me white supremacist and then you bring up the slavery thing?
I said some white supremacists want to bring back slavery. Not all white people. Most white people are not racist or white supremacists. But you kowtow to the ones that are.
Be quiet, man. You from Africa. Don't talk like that. Well, what white supremacists? What white supremacists want to bring back slavery? When have you heard that?
In the Ku Klux Klan rallies, if you go on YouTube, they say they want to bring back slavery.
Oh,
you seem to think that there was some benefits to slavery that most normal thinking people don't think so.
No, those are not normal thinking people. Let me ask, are black people, were you raised by your father and mother?
Yes.
And as a result of that, you're having a good life?
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I'm not against that.
Are you a moral man?
A moral?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if you are because you
don't worry about me right now. Let's just do you. Are you a moral man?
Yes.
And as a result, you're having a good life, right?
Yes.
Are most black people suffering due to slavery or the destruction of the family and a lack of moral character?
I think that.
RJ, what's up? Finally caught at live. Let's go, baby. You caught us on the tail end. I'm about to go off right now. I'm ending it with this clip, and this clip is almost over. But we had a good morning stream and this one, and they're both online for you to watch.
I think the destruction of a family is a bad thing. I also think
no, that's not what I asked you. I didn't ask you if it was a bad thing. I asked you, are most black people suffering due to the destruction of the family and the lack of moral character? Or
well, most black people are not suffering. Most black people are doing pretty well.
No, you're not answering my question for some reason.
But I don't accept the premise.
Right.
You said most. Not all. You said most.
Right. 70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Is that most?
That is a bad thing.
Is that most?
I don't mean most black people. Some black people back then weren't born in out of wedlock.
70% of black babies are born out of wedlock. Is that most?
That's true. That's most.
So what?
Sure. Yeah, that's most.
Why do you hate to say that? Why do you hate to tell the truth?
I don't think it's worse than slavery.
You don't think born out of wedlock is worse than slavery?
No, I don't think anything. Is worse than slavery.
Then how do you go over to Chicago, Detroit, and other areas and ask those black people who are killing one another, who are living in their homes and afraid to come out, which is worse? All right? And it's happening about other black people.
And they'll tell you slavery, okay?
I'm going to tell your parents how you're acting, all right? Next time I see them.
All right, go ahead.
Thanks, man. Call me again.
Anyway, guys, that was our JLP for the night. Love us a little JLP. But thanks, guys, for being part of the stream. You guys are the best part. Thank you so much. RJ, sorry, man, or girl. I don't know if you're. I don't want to misgender you, but thanks for joining. State Line, thank you. Manuel, Deshaun, James, Green Substance, Julianne, dude, everybody, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. I had a great time. This is my favorite thing to do. I do other things to make money so that I can do this and enjoy. This is the best part of my life. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Tomorrow morning, be back on.